Dude, have you heard about the coronavirus?
Yeah.
It's hysteria, miseducation, racism. Nobody understands how to cough right.
It's so hot right now. Let's go to China and shoot a video.
What the hell are you talking
Dude,
about?
let's go. Everyone's going the other way.
I think you need to pump the brakes, Tom.
Tickets are going to be so cheap, my bro. They're so cheap.
Ooh, my little Wuhan one, viral one, coming quick and just my lungs. Ay, corona, zoonotic transmission. Where's it from? That's a civic cats who knows why. Corona, when's it gonna stop? Fever, cough, wash your dirty hands. Why I ever stop in Dubai for vacation, man? Why? Achoo! My corona. Don't you come no closer, huh? No closer, bruh. Unless you got an N95 corona. Got a travel history. I'm quarantined. Should've just quit touching my eyes. Corona. Never getting off. Stuck on board. Such a dirty boat. But why you hoarding masks when you live in Alaska? The way I know.
Low battery.
Corona. My corona.
Tom, I learned a lot about this virus. I'm glad we came to China. You know, you got to wash your hands, cover your cough, don't eat feces. You know, it's really transmissible.
I learned a lot, too. I learned that you can get a whole Civic
Low battery.
17 yuan. I also fell in love with an Asian lady playing bars. Ow!
When's it gonna get to me? Get to me. You killed the doctor, called you out. Why? Corona. Internet conspiracy.
Low battery.
Is it just the pack of communist lies? Corona. Never gonna stop. Media. Such a dirty game, 'cause no one gets a shot for the flu. But it's just as lame. Why? Achoo!
We motherfucking on?
Yes, sir.
We fucking on. What the fuck is up? It's your boy Marco from Upside Down Studios. It is What the Fuck Wednesday. And we got a couple extra people here tonight. We got former host of the fucking Metal Monday show, Big fucking Snizzle in the house.
What the fuck is up?
We got motherfucking Corey Cobain from Rap Tuesday.
Yep, I'm in the house.
And we also got a little outside perspective. Got my son here, Thorn. He is better known as DJ Pikachu. He's a DJ up at the strip club over between Ohio and Pennsylvania, that little taint strip there. So, you know, he pimping over here now that, you know, there's no bars allowed to be open. You know, thanks a lot, DeWine.
Fucking bullshit.
Yeah.
You know, doesn't alcohol kill germs? Just saying. And we got motherfucking Greg is motherfucking always on the little knobby knobs.
What's happening?
Well, before we get into anything, I already reposted it. Greg said something about it last time. The spring bake that Paul Goon is throwing, that is still on. If we can't do it at motherfucking Chippers, we gonna find somewhere else to go, and we'll let people know. Might have to be a little underground thing. Well, it most likely be an underground thing, but, you know, like, might have to be word of mouth where it's at. But we'll get it out to you, and we will be there broadcasting. So, yeah, fuck it. What else we got? Shout out to motherfucking Don Cody out there. He doing them things.
Doing them things.
Let's see, we got Paul Goon, Don Cody. Who else we got? We got some other shit going. Oh, I don't know if anybody knew about it or whatever. I checked it out. The impending live show got canceled.
Mm-hmm. Yeah,
you guys get a chance to check them out. The motherfuckers are the shit. Well, it's Joey, isn't it? Joey, the singer. Who's the singer? We know them.
Of Impending Lies?
Isn't that old school Soup Brain?
No.
Oh no, not Soup Brain.
Relic.
Relic, yeah.
Yeah, some of them, yeah. But you got Dave, you got...
Dave.
Yeah.
Yeah, that's who I was thinking of. Check them out, man. If you get a chance to, put on a hell of a show. When they were Relic, I'll never forget, you know, I took my daughter to one of their shows for her birthday, and I had them kind of get a little adult with her just for fun. She still actually has the pants, like they all like autographed her ass, the ass of her pants. But good times, good times. I remember Mackenzie and Maria fucking knocking the hell out of mind you, the wives of one of the bands. These girls are like 15, 16 years old. And, well, Maria was always a beast, but you know, that's kind of the day that I implemented the rule. You know, when the music's off and you throw a swing, you're gonna get kicked out. That's fighting. You might end up in jail. But when the music is on, that's dancing.
Shit happened.
Yep, that's dancing. It's all motherfucking hell. I done got ninja kicked before in the fucking pit. So yeah, it's all dancing. The way they reacted was kind of not expected. I was proud of them, but it was not expected. And then when we found out later that they was the wives of the band, and they had a right to be where they were standing,
Shit happens.
Yeah, it happens. It happens. But I guess these girls, we thought were younger girls, kind of like did their little muscling in, and my daughters and their friends were right there at the stage, and these ladies were trying to take pictures and all that shit. The same things that we do now. And Maria looked at me. I guess the one pushed her, and she was like, "Dad, I'm gonna crack this chick in her mouth." No, you don't do that, because I'm not gonna, I'm not leaving. I'm gonna watch the fucking show. Yeah. So your ass will sit outside or something. You're in Struthers. You can walk the fuck home. Yeah. I mean, hey, it's my daughter. I don't treat her no differently. So when the music started, and I mean, it wasn't even the music. It was like when the first drum fucking, when that stick hit the fucking snare, Maria turned around. She snatched up the one girl. Mackenzie jumped over her, snatched up the other girl. And they had two pudgy friends with them. I ain't going to put their names out there because they, oh my God.
Can you introduce me?
Oh, the one ain't even in, dude, she ain't in either of our realms. I don't know if you saw that post I put up a while ago talking about swims or Boom Boo season or something is over. This is bullshit. And they showed that girl. It looked like just a thing was thrown over with. Yeah, that looks like one of the girls now. Thor knows who I'm talking about.
Oh, fuck.
Yeah. But we ain't gonna put her out there like that. But yeah, so I was very proud of my daughters that night. But remember this, especially you youngins, if you get in a pit and somebody's trying to bully you or somebody's just not acting right. If you start some shit when it's quiet or in between sets, you're gonna get kicked out. You might get your ass whooped by bouncers. You might just get your ass whooped in general and then get your ass whooped by bouncers. And you're gonna get kicked out, possibly, tossed in jail. But, like I said, when the music starts, all that goes away. Now, you might get your ass whooped by the person you're fucking with, but that's on you. You picked that fight. But as far as any outside influences, you're gravy. That's just rule of thumb. You're fucking gravy. One of my proudest moments of Maria later on in life as an adult was that Manson Rob Zombie concert we went to. Man, Rhea took 3 bitches out quick. I mean, we were making our way towards the front, and it wasn't the greatest of shows. I would have loved to have seen them in their heydays, especially like, I fucking love Manson, and to see Manson all fat and sloppy, like, he looked like he just came from Burger King, dude, no lie. Rob Zombie put on a hell of a show, but I think Manson just, I hate to say it, but he sucked that night. Now, I seen him way beforehand, he put on a hell of a show, but I don't understand why he was opening for Ozzy Osbourne. And that's when Ozzy was pissing on himself and shit, so they was throwing like water down on him and all that. But I just always thought Ozzy sucked, and I don't think that Manson should have opened for Ozzy. If anything, Ozzy should have opened for the band that opened for Manson. But, it happens that way.
Terrible.
But, yeah, fucking, we were standing there, and Rhea and I were making our way up to the front. We were about 3 rows from the front, right there by the stage, which was cool because that stage was, like, up high. So it wasn't like one of the ones where you'd be eye level and you want to be real close. So I thought we were in a good spot. Well, apparently these other 3-4 bitches, and they were young as about Maria's age, thought they liked the spot too, and the one just kind of elbow checking Maria to the side, and next, like, she looked at me, she was like, "Dad, when the music starts, just back up." Okay. Man, that fucking music started. Maria jumped or hit the one girl, jumped over her while her hair was in her hand still. Like, she had left hand on hair, jumped over, right hand to the other girl's face. Another one came out of nowhere. And, hey, Maria, that's Maria's bra. I'm her dad, but that's her bra. Yeah. I ain't gonna let no dude step in, but, hey. The other girl stepped in and I guess fucking grabbed Maria's hair.
Chairs and shit.
Which, she let go of the one girl and turned around and cracked that chick so fucking hard, dude, that the dude next to her who was hitting on her looked at me and was like, "You're not gonna stop her?" I was like, "Fuck no, that's my baby girl. She's handling her shit." So he put his hand on her shoulder. "You get your motherfucking hands off my daughter right the fuck now." Well, they're not gonna do anything to my daughter. By the end of the whole, what do they call it, fracas? By the end of the whole fracas there, me and Maria were in row number 2, sucking out Jello shots while these girls were, in the stands, sucking up their fucking teeth. So, just remember that, guys. Keep the music going if you're gonna do some shit.
Yeah.
I know y'all are probably wondering why I'm kind of pussyfooting around from the elephant in the room. I've been so fucking irate over the bullshit that's been going on lately that, it could go so many fucking different ways. But the one way, no matter what, and I'm going to say this before anything else, and I'm going to say this before, I go into any kind of political or this coronavirus shit or whatever. I said it on my pregame show or video. I'll say it again. I have an elderly mom. I have a handicapped brother. I have a handicapped son. Myself, according to standards of this shit, is susceptible to the coronavirus or whatever the fuck, like old folks, supposedly. I don't give a fuck about your mother. I don't give a fuck about your father or your grandparents. I don't give a fuck about your any of them. Yeah, it may sound rude, it may sound heartless, but there's no fucking reason to give away your rights. None. Not out of fear, not out of a medical emergency, not out of a wartime, whatever. You do not give up your rights. And for them people out there who say they're doing it for the old timers, them old timers died or put their lives on the line for the rights that you are giving the fuck away. And you think this shit is going to be given back when this whole shit is done. You think this is going to be good, and it's not. We might get a few of them back, but just like everything else, people are going to be like, "Oh, well, this was a good idea, or that was a good idea, so let's extend it. Let's do that," just like DACA, the Dreamers thing. They were supposed to be letting all these kids in, and it was only supposed to be temporary until they got their shit together. But they didn't get their shit together. Their parents didn't get their shit together. So now, when it's been up, but nobody wants to force the issue. Our president forced the issue, and now we have this big, these are Americans, and they live their lives here, and they this and that, and you can't, send them away. Bullshit. These kids are 18 and up. We're calling them kids because we're older. But these kids are 18 and up. You're going to tell me you came here at fucking 2 to 5 years old, you at a fucking teenager. No, this is America. These teenagers know off the rip what the fuck's going on. We did at the times about what was going on. You have to get your shit together. You have to it ain't even a green card thing. You just got to go sign some papers. You're here. You were let in here. All you got to do is just take care of your paperwork to become a actual citizen. And you fucking didn't do it, and now you're whining that the penalty that you knew you were going to get is there.
My mind's been made up to make this work.
So I'm here. I'm sure you guys hear the soap opera in the background with Big Snizzle.
I was about to say same thing.
We might touch on some relationship shit later too, because I know how you people love when I talk about that. I'm trying to think of other shit that 'cause, like I said this on my pregame video. A friend of mine, his name's Damien, because he listens to the show here. And he was actually down here a couple times. He tried to rap a little bit, but he's a little fucked up.
Yeah, Jan Schaefer.
Yeah. Good kid. Got some flow skills when he ain't completely hammered. But got much love for him. But he made a good fucking point. A real good point. No country, especially the United States, as heartless as we could be, shuts down for 44 deaths. When the H1N1 came to the United States, first of all, it took 6 months for Obama to acknowledge it. I mean, he knew about it, but to acknowledge it to the people. Yeah. Which, again, I don't bitch about, because above all else, our leaders are supposed to keep everybody calm. Yeah. A lot of times that means they lie to the public or whatever, but it's supposed to keep everybody calm. And a perfect example of why is what the fuck's going on right now. Everybody panicking, doing dumb shit. Just like, what was it, the Y2K? Everybody was fucking panicking and grabbing shit. So, with that being said, Obama not only waited 6 months, anywhere from 20 to 50,000 Americans died from the period of time where he knew about it to the time where they supposedly found some vaccination or whatever. I don't even know what the fuck happened to the pig flu. It just disappeared. 50,000. Nobody shut down shit. Nothing. They didn't shut down borders. They didn't shut down planes. They didn't shut down a motherfucking thing. But, and now this kind of goes into a little bit of conspiracy. It's just mighty ironic that impeachment failed, and a few days later, this is a pandemic. Now, I'm not taking away from the severity of this shit, but, I mean, I personally can't respect anything that could be killed with a bar of soap and water. You know, something that you could shield, you know, protect yourself with a glass of milk. You know, the vitamin D. Unless you have sun, and then if you have sun, then, hey. You know, this going out, I've said it once, and I'll say it 1,000 times. The coronavirus does not give you the shits. Corona beer gives you the shits.
All right, I'm about tired of hearing that. Let me explain this to you. The reason why people are running out and buying all this toilet paper isn't because the coronavirus gives you the shits. It's because everybody's worried about being quarantined.
You would think that they'd be buying food.
They are?
No, dude. I've went to a countless amounts of stores.
Yes. Just
trying to see who has what and whatever.
And most stores get a truck every other day.
Dude,
but yeah.
All the stores. I mean, even, like, the only thing that I've found that is scarce is toilet paper, hand sanitizer, and water. I get the water. I kind of get the hand sanitizer, even though, and we did a show about this last summer, you know, too much hand sanitizer creates some kind of weird bacteria on your hands. So that's why I posted that, you know, that whole commercial about in 20 years, you know, if you were part of the plague of 2020, you know, the whole, and you use Purell, then call this number. If you've been affected, you or your family have been affected by Purell, call this number. You may be, you know, due compensation. Shit like that there. So, and then the mask. You know, people are paying in upwards of $130. I think it was either $185 or $135 for designer masks. Designer masks. So, you know, if they're gonna wear a fucking paper mask, they want a designer.
That's stupid as fuck.
Yeah, it's real stupid. First of all, as far as the research that I found, I'm no doctor, guys, but just this is the research that I found. According to the doctors from the CDC and other doctors, because I don't trust the World Health Organization, I'll let you know why in a little bit. Moist, warm, or hot air and weather kills this above the soap and water. Like if it's in your lungs or if it's, you've been, I guess if you want to call it susceptible to it, if you've been around it, if you, all that shit. I don't get why people aren't just hopping in a sauna. I don't know if they're not just
be a private sauna. You go to a public sauna, the amount of germs in that fucking thing.
Well, I get that, but according to some of these doctors, hot, humid weather is what kills this internally without using like soap or water or whatever. If you've been subjected to it, so I mean, that's what a sauna is. You lay in a fucking cedar fucking room, you pour a cup of water over some coals, and you lay there and you're based. I don't. Why not open a fucking sauna somewhere or leave the saunas open? I mean, that's the other thing I didn't understand about the gyms closing.
Oh, that's like Jared, just the germs and the shit that are around one of those.
Well, I get that, but I mean, if you already got like, say you're, I don't know if Planet Fitness is like this. I'm just throwing it out there. Yeah. Say Planet Fitness has 5 saunas. Uh-huh. Well, you would think if that is even therapeutic, shut down the gym, fucking, rent out whatever times in the sauna like they always do. After everybody fucking, not one person per sauna. Or if you're like a family, you and your old lady or whatever, you go in a sauna together. You pay your money, you fucking leave, somebody comes in there, cleans that whole bitch down, which can't take that long. Saunas aren't that, I've seen some bigger ones, but this ain't Greece. They're not that big. They're not, they're square room. There's no fucking amenities except a fucking, a grill. Fucking sit in a sauna, rent it. After they're done, let other people come in. Not only will that make a big chunk of money if it actually helps, but I mean, you're keeping some kind of work. You're helping out people. You're doing something. You can't just say you just can't fucking do this shit. You just can't, you can't just keep people in a fucking house against their fucking will. It's just like cigarettes. When cigarettes first came out, yeah, nobody knew that the cancer would kill you. But, now, this day and age, you fucking see that, cigarettes is going to cause cancer. Cigarettes might kill you. We have a choice now. I smoke. A lot of other people smoke. We like to smoke. We choose to do that. It is our choice to put that nail in our coffin. If you're worried about the people who don't want to quarantine, then have South Korea? They have drive-through tests. That simple little fucking test. If you could buy a pregnancy test at the dollar store, this can't be that hard to test for. We're not talking about cure, just a test for. We got people at the airport sticking hands up asses. I mean,
that's how you get corona, huh?
And then a lot of these I noticed, like at least around here, the few people that I know that were kind of scared that went in to get checked around here and didn't have it, but they're just checking temperatures. They're just, if you got a fever, oh, well, you got it. A friend of mine told me a friend of theirs and his wife, they were feeling sick or whatever, so they went to the hospital out here in Boardman. And because they want to test it for shit, and because they didn't meet a certain criteria, but they did have a fever and a little cough, they were told, well, you most likely have it, go self-quarantine. Bitch, test me! What the hell? I understand there's a very limited amount, but if I'm telling you, dude, I might, be fuckered up there, I think I might want to get a test. If I tell a doctor, hey, I fucked this hooker, she might, and somebody said she had AIDS, and the doctor just says, well, you probably have AIDS. No, motherfucker. I said somebody said she might. Test me. Shit. Don't have me going out on a shooting spree just because I might have a clap or something. You got me ready to kill a motherfucker or kill a whole bunch of motherfuckers because, that's a death sentence. So I ain't no Charlie Sheen. So, I mean, I find out some shit like that. I'm terminal. There's a lot, that's my own personal purge. Believe that. But, I just don't get it. I don't understand it. I don't. Ugh. So, before I get really into any of the real conspiracies of the shit that I've been battling on Facebook, I don't know. What's your thoughts about this whole shit, Greg? We'll start with you.
On what part?
The virus thing itself. Like, not even the quarantine, just the virus thing itself.
Well, I think a lot of it's bullshit. I mean, don't get me wrong, the virus is there. It is a souped up flu or whatever you want to say. But
didn't they used to call shit like that a super flu? Like back in the day?
No, they had like different kinds of flus, though. I remember flu and
each
numbers.
Each one had names of them. But
I remember numbers. I don't remember names. I remember flu
there was
12
the H1, N1, and then that was the pig flu. Then the bird flu had a different name, and then you know what else I forgot to talk? The West Nile. Remember the West Nile?
Yeah.
But like I said, though, there's a lot. There's too much. Everything's being way overdrawn over the whole fucking thing. I mean, yes, it might be an epidemic, but you know what? We've had an heroin epidemic. We've had the flu epidemic. We've had, you know what I mean? There's so many epidemics. Why are we only closing down for this one?
Exactly.
And I understand, it's contagious and everything else. Everybody's trying to rotate. So why aren't we doing this every flu season?
Right.
So, again, in my eye, there's still something behind it. They're trying to hide something. We're not getting the full fucking story here. I'll give you a prime example, is the Facebook thing with calling all the coronavirus shit fake news. Okay? There's a reason why that software is doing that. And it's not because everybody's sharing it, because...
Here's where I noticed it, because especially yesterday, everybody's shit was getting pulled. This is what I noticed. First of all, I thought it was me, no lie. Me and my buddy Chris Grancy, we battle all the time. You were in on the end.
Yeah.
In the beginning of that, he said something real stupid. And I was like, "Fag, you need to fucking do some more research."
Yeah.
Now, fag meaning asshole, not homosexual. He's too much of a fag to take a dick. But
too gay to be gay, huh?
That post got taken down. And it got hit by the community standards thing for hate speech.
Well, see, I've seen a lot of your posts over the last couple of days. It would show the post, and it would say right over it, possible false news. You know what I mean? Like, it was either false. Yeah.
That's what it started saying about a lot of people.
But you could go on and still see everything, and then you can even go to the side website that would tell you, what was actual real and wrong. And,
I've
you know
seen
what I mean?
a couple of them little fact-checky things, which I don't mind at all. I tell everybody, don't fucking believe me. Look that shit up yourself. I could be some whack job sitting here with a fucking lollipop in my ass for all you know.
Which is 90% of the shit that's posted, that's what it is one of them assholes doing it. And everybody's getting worked up and fucked up over it.
Well, this is what kind of bothered me. I posted something about Israel and how they're dealing with the coronavirus, and they said, like, somebody from over there, one of their high up, like, doctors, said for the Americans that they need to calm down, that this isn't that bad.
Yeah.
Dude, that got fucking taken down like that.
Yeah.
There was another video that was going around, because I shared it, and then a couple other people shared it, and when they had it taken down also, because they didn't share it from me, they went right to the website, it was about the coronavirus and the 5G shit.
Mm-hmm.
That got taken fucking down. And then it got swapped over to an AIDS thing on a friend of mine, John.
Yeah.
He was like, dude, I don't know what the fuck's going on. Like, it left, and then it came back, and then it was an AIDS thing, and now it's the same, they went back to it.
Yeah. But see, I can believe the 5G thing out of everything, because it's the one that makes the most logical fucking sense. if you ask me, with everything going on with the coronavirus and all these people dropping and everything going on, it just happens, if you remember, last year we were talking about all this 5G shit and how people were going to get cancer and diseases and everything else.
Well, see, the 5G leans more towards the cancer on a DNA level. This virus thing, personally, I believe, goes into IP theft and into crowd control and then into pretty much finding an easy way. Like when it got here to America, it totally switched up. When it got here, it went to how do we get rid of our old homeless vets that are filling a city that's about to be filled with all kind of people from out of country.
Not even just vets. Think about what they're getting rid of.
Well,
the weakest, the people that have the most drain on the system.
Well, there's another. I got another theory on that too. But as far as where in America is this hit the hardest, the most? Where's the most people getting hit? Cali. California, New York.
California, New York.
Now,
Aren't there some good ones in the Washington area up by the Canadian border?
I thought there were a good handful. It's bleeding down into Cali. Now, what's going to be in Cali in the next couple of years? The Olympics. Cali's streets are covered in and it isn't even one particular spot. Cali's streets are covered in fucking shit, heroin, and homeless vets.
Oh, you're right about that. I mean,
so how now you're gonna have the Olympics there?
A year ago, we were in SoCal, and
the bad thing is they said that, and Trump did this slick because it was Trump who
10
did this.
cities everywhere, bro.
Trump wanted the Olympics there because they refused to clean up that fucking state. So how do you fucking clean up the state without fucking, with everybody going against you? You tell them that the Olympics
thing from orbit.
You're gonna tell them that the Olympics is coming. now Cali needs that revenue from the Olympics.
Best way.
Cali needs that revenue. Something terrible.
He kills it.
But fucking just nuke that motherfucker.
The thing is, you know how everywhere else builds a new stadium or whatever for the Olympics.
Yeah.
No, the way Cali's going to go, they're going to go into local stadiums. And it's not going to be just one stadium. That was another thing that Trump pushed. To get all the communities involved. Mm-hmm. So now they have no fucking choice. They have to take what money that they're putting in their pockets and clean them streets up and make that state right again within 2 years. Or they have to figure out a way to make it look like that. So you take your example from where? Your socialist and communist countries, which they follow pattern with anyways. And what did they do in China and Korea and all them places to their homeless and all that? They got rid of them. They took them off the streets. They shipped them somewhere else or they just disappeared. Just for the Olympics alone. For the Olympics alone. So you're going to tell me that doesn't sound odd? Now, I'm not saying it is. I'm not saying it ain't. But I'm just saying that's a fucking mighty big coincidence. But as far as I don't know how I would put it, the New York thing. I think de Blasio and Cuomo, whatever the fuck his name is, I think they were in on the same type of deal there, but they realized that, dude, they fucked over New York, period. Before Trump was president, Trump made a lot of enemies there. Nadler, Cuomo, de Blasio, fucking that dickhead who was running for a quick minute, Bloomberg, the enemies. They had dealings or whatever. It happens, it happens. And I'm thinking that they planned on dropping this shit off in New York.
I am about politicians, man, but there was something I did like about Bloomberg.
I like quite a few things about Bloomberg.
There were some things I liked about it didn't even matter if it was a Democrat thing. Like if he would just speak his mind.
Yeah,
he wouldn't necessarily just go along. No, I didn't agree with everything of his either. I'm not saying that, but you know how critical I am of politicians.
Well, there was
something. There was still something
that everybody
genuine.
hated, but it was real.
The problem is, that's what I'm saying. There's something genuine about him and that's honestly why he had no motherfucking shot, because he was actually.
Know why? Well, he didn't have a shot.
Like I said, I didn't necessarily agree with him, but he was genuine him.
You do know what the bullet was, though. The bullet was stop and frisk. He was the one who implemented stop and frisk. No, it goes that way. After Thorn, it's right.
Okay.
Margot fucked it all up. Margot made the circle a figure 8.
Well, he was playing Days of Our Lives over there, so I was that way.
Motherfucker, it's young and the goddamn restless.
Ain't nothing young about either one of you motherfuckers. You're just as old as us.
About another motherfucker.
We might touch on that later.
I don't know. Well, I plead the fifth. I will not put anything on record that might incriminate me.
I mean, well, I try
not
to. I try not to.
Not tonight, but I got about 3 years worth of shit.
I'm not in a specific situation. Nor will I will not talk about someone in that kind of conversation.
I won't say nothing on this radio that I won't say something to their face.
Not only that, but I feel this would actually require the person present so that they have.
I would have fucking loved it. Because I would. Nope, then I'd have to be like the moderator.
But
this would be a debate, and I'd have to be the moderator.
No, I have zero problems letting
hit the buzzer and go.
The person speak their mind.
Oh yes, you do.
No.
And I'm not just saying that person. I'm just saying people in general.
No, I don't. You don't understand.
You know why
everybody wants to judge me by people in general, but what you don't understand is you're not dealing with a normal person. You're dealing with Jared. First of all, I'm not immortal. I'm a demigod, anyways. I got proof. I got actual proof.
What, Facebook told you that?
I wrestled some shit, bro. I took Atlas's spot for a moment in time, brother. The only other person ever was able to do that was Hercules. And only for a short period.
So you got to play with a punishment. You know why Atlas was doing what he was doing, right?
Yeah, because he's the one that led the uprising against Mount Olympus. And they lost. And that's why he was punished to be the separation between the heavens and the earth.
No. He was punished to hold the weight of the world on his shoulders.
That's what it is.
Because he wanted to oppose Zeus.
Right, he led an actual uprising of demigods that tried to overthrow the gods. And the gods beat them. And that was his punishment given by Zeus because he led the uprising.
And a little side note, for you people out there who actually got some kind of brain and are educated, you could tell the whole parallel between this Greek shit and Christianity and all the rest of them. All the same shit.
Here's the deal. We've had that conversation too.
Yeah.
And I think every religion is just everybody, honestly, at the end of the day, is worshiping the same thing. But there are so many different variants.
A different name.
There's so many different variants because there are so many different types of personalities that human beings need to find a way to actually wrap their mind around something.
Sky cake.
You know, just enough. You know, like with Christians, man, just enough. There's got to be just enough to be like, okay, this Bible thing's real. Even though, man, you can look at some science and be like, motherfucker.
Well,
whatever though, you know what I'm saying? But there's got to be enough that, and they can. Right? That makes them able to wrap their head around Christianity, and then other people find it in something else.
But
at the end of the day, everybody's worshiping the same thing. They just find their own individual way of making it make sense to them.
The best explanation I've ever heard.
So let's stop fighting about it. Like it's,
dude, the best explanation I've ever heard, and I don't believe I don't believe in this person's political views, but he's an awesome fucking actor and he's an awesome fucking comedian, so fuck his political views.
Right.
Patton Oswalt.
Yes.
You ever hear Patton Oswalt talk about sky cake?
I vaguely remember.
Alright. So I'm going to try to, I know it's not going to be as good as Patton did it, but the whole theory of sky cake is, in the beginning, we had these big alpha males who pretty much just raped and ate. You know, you were having rape for breakfast. You know, what do you have for dinner? Rape, and that's it. So now they always had the more food. They always had the women. They always, they were the higher up. Now, later on in life, we got these other people, the smaller people my size, people your size, who definitely couldn't fucking beat these guys and couldn't best them at anything. So, how do we push humanity forward? How do we get to have some women and food and a better life? We make the Cro-Magnon Alpha believe that if you don't rape and you share, that when you die, you get to go to this big magical place where there's all the cake you want. There's all, and the guys, I like cake, so boom. After that, humanity went on. So later on in life, everybody's going around, they're telling everybody about this great cake, the sky cake, how good the sky cake is. Well, then you got people from other lands that say, well, did you hear about the sky baklava and the sky pudding? And then you got a person snatching, no, there's only fucking sky cake, and they kill them. And then there's the fucking pie wars, and every once in a fucking millennia or two, you get a guy who comes in with a tray and says, look, there's cake and there's cookies and there's baklava for everybody, and they say, no, nail that fucker to a T. I did not rape, I did not kill, so I can't have sky cake. When I die, I'm gonna have sky cake. So, it's just the whole sky cake fucking theory, dude. That's all religion is. It's the sky cake theory.
You really thought about this, haven't you?
No. That actually came out. Patton Oswalt did that. He actually did a cartoon with it. And that explains religion.
All right.
That right there explains fucking religion.
I can't remember who that guy is.
You should talk into a microphone so people can hear you.
Yeah. I light saw that motherfucker. You ain't gotta worry about it.
Yeah. You ain't gonna catch pink eye.
He was on King of
Might
Queens.
get ringworm.
He's been in a lot of, he did a lot of voiceovers in cartoons. He was in Agents of S.H.I.E.L.D. What else was he in? He had a real fucked up life. I believe, I can't remember exactly how it went, but his wife got killed. I want to say by a, serial killer type deal that she was kind of profiling or whatever. Or it was something real fucked up. And I remember watching his stand-up. He had 2 stand-ups. He stopped doing it for a minute, then he did one, and he totally had a meltdown on the stage, at the end of it all. And then the next one, you could tell he was kind of just getting his life back together. He started talking about, him raising his daughter and shit like that. But it was real fucked up. All right, so how we gonna do it? We're gonna go him, you, and then that way?
Last time it went from
Yeah, and they bitched about the zigzag.
Zigzag my ass, it was figure 8.
No matter.
we don't give a fuck.
So-
Now you fucked it up again.
No, because after you and him, he goes right to fucking line. You guys are in the line. Me and Thorne are in fucking offsides.
I'm stacking no matter how.
It looks like a teardrop.
It looks like a pea. Some shit like that. Huh. So, what do you think about the whole? You don't really say too much religious shit. I've heard you pop in on the whole political thing here and there, and even porn here and there, but I don't really hear you say too much about religion.
Well, as far as religion with me, I don't know. I'm still in the hole trying to figure it out myself. You know what I mean? So I can't really lean one way or the other with any of them. You know what I mean? I honestly have to do more research, and I really don't care, because I got more shit to worry about right now. I'm here, I'm living.
I get that. That's pretty well. I mean, being that as much time as I got on my hands and my own upbringing and religious bullshit that I had to go through, that became a hobby of mine, and I guess that's why. It was actually my first before politics. I kind of just fell into this bullshit. But as far as the religion thing was concerned, I guess, and I might even said it on one of the shows, when I started looking other places than what I was brought up upon, being Puerto Rican and Italian, or background, whatever they want to call it, I consider myself American, but being brought up Puerto Rican and Italian houses, that was heavy Catholic. That's like rosaries and fucking candles around the house, shit like that, Catholic. Stinky fish being cooked, and you ain't eating nothing else on Friday. If you ain't eating fish, you ain't eating shit. No, gross. Anyways,
Wait a minute.
I
Did
believed
you
in
say
all
gross
that.
on fish?
I don't eat fish at all, dude. Ugh.
Okay.
This guy?
Now,
That guy?
being brought up, being brought up that way, you know, I had that belief at one time. You know, my grandma, I remember my grandma used to call it and say, you better be good or Papa Dio will come after you. You know, in Italian, that Papa Dios is Father God. Same thing in Spanish too, but you know, she was the Italian part. And you kind of get that. That's where that Catholic guilt, I think, comes in, or that little bit of fear. You always feel like that person is looking over your shoulder, which ain't always a bad thing, because that keeps a lot of people out of, you know, trouble or whatever. And, you know, I believed in that. And I used to read the Bible cover to cover with my mom. My mom used to read me, like, the chapters of the Bible before I go to bed. That was my bedtime stories. So, you know, people think that I don't fucking know or whatever. I've read the Bible cover to cover quite a few times. There's, you know, I think one cartoon made me find something new in it that I had to overlook. And I don't know how I overlooked it, but, you know, it was real shit, and it was like something for another time. But anyways, me believing in that, and then when, you know, Maria's mother got pregnant, I was 16. I was fucking an altar boy. No, I didn't get fucked. I
Don't
was
lie.
a
Don't
teacher. You know, I was a CCD teacher. I actually went through the classes.
Not actually penetrated.
No hand
Notice
jobs.
he said got fucked. He didn't say he wasn't anything else.
There was
Yeah.
none,
There
none-
just was no
I
actual
will-
penetration. Not even a tongue.
No. But before I forget what else I was talking about, I will let you know
It
this.
is what the
Sure.
fuck
I'm not
Wednesday,
gonna lie.
dude.
There's
It's
been
not
a
my
few
show. I
times.
can wreck this
There's
bitch.
been a few times where I sat back and was like, "Well, what was wrong with me? Well, why didn't I get touched?" You know, like, what was wrong? I was the fat kid with the afro,
gonna
and
say,
I
you
had
got
titties.
greasy
I had
Mexican.
titties back then,
Nobody-
so why
nobody-
didn't I get touched?
Greasy
Because you had
Mexican.
titties. That's
No,
why.
it was a Puerto Rican fucking church.
Even they were like greasy Mexican.
Fuck off.
Must be El Salvadorian or some shit.
Anyways, like I said, you know, me believing in that heavy and shit, my mom, when I told my mom that Julie was pregnant, after all hell broke loose at home, we were headed to church the one day, or to CCD, and she stopped me, like right before we got out the car, and said, "You don't tell any of them people in there about Julie being pregnant, about you about to be a father, any of that, because they will kick you out of here. They will turn their back on you." Now, wait a minute. You have just taught me for years,
Not to pass
for
judgment.
years, not only not to pass judgment, but my God is a God of forgiveness. We're not supposed to do abortion. We're not, you know, we're supposed to be accepting of all. Now you're gonna tell me that my God, your God, my God that I was brought, is gonna tell me to go fuck myself because I made a mistake?
All right, so doesn't it say somewhere in the Bible though that you ain't supposed to have sex till after marriage anyhow?
Yeah. Oh, there's all kind of shit that we.
Okay,
I
so
worked with this cat in a Chevy store out in Maryland that was talking about.
yeah,
We're talking one day, and he said he can only sleep with married women. He was married. He said, "I can only sleep with married women." So I thought this was going a certain direction, like a wife joke, right? And I
Yeah.
said, "Why is that?" And he goes, "Because the Bible says you can't sleep together unless you're married. So as long as I'm married, as long as she's married, we can sleep together. We're both married." I was like, "Oh, Jesus Christ,
but
man!"
all right,
Well,
but
I
back
think you
back.
interpreted that just
And a
slightly
piece of
wrong.
what I got, a piece of this story has something to do with something like that. Too.
Okay, but before we get ahead of ourselves here, but if you were actually following the Bible, you wouldn't be in that situation because you were in.
I said I made a mistake.
Exactly.
And now
But-
my
but
God,
here's
the God
thing.
that my mom told me I was a God of forgiveness.
Exactly.
You know, Jesus supposedly was up on
So-
the T for my fuck ups.
Yeah.
So, and this was pretty minor compared to a lot of fucking other people that
Yeah.
I knew or you know was in the family.
Yeah. So somebody was taught wrong.
Yeah, no shit.
That's all I'm saying.
But in that, you know, in me thinking that, and I've done so much for the church, and I've done so much for this so-called faith. You're gonna turn your back on me? Fine. I'm gonna find. You know, that's when I started studying other religions. You know, I studied the Satanic Bible, which I have yet to really find something real, because the shit that I've read, it looks like some teenager wrote it. I was so disappointed in Anton LaVey's book. It was, and even Aleister Crowley's was fucking, like, really fucked. Like, it was just stupid, you know. But, you know, you look into a lot of these other religions, and I've found that's why I have the beliefs that I have. They all tie together. I mean, each and every one is damn near the same. Now, the Quran got some extra shit that's kind of fucked up. Like I said before, you know, I got a Quran sitting next to my toilet. I read it, you know, when I'm not, you know, looking at my phone on the toilet. You know, the whole thing about the jinn got me real fucked up. But if you really look into the Bible, the Christian Bible, the Catholic Bible, in one of the books, like altogether, the books that were taken out of the Bible from the Treaty of Versailles or whatever the fuck it was with Constantine, they put it all together. It's called the Apocrypha. Now, in the Apocrypha, there is the books of Adam and Eve, and I believe there's 2 of them. Now, they talk about more in depth about the Garden of Eden, how life was in the Garden of Eden and all that shit there. And there was not just Adam and Eve there. There were cherubim, there were other angels there, you know, there was other beings there that were sentient aside from animals and plants and shit like that there. But if you really read into it well, you realize that the Garden of Eden was a spot here, maybe here on Earth, maybe somewhere else, but it was just a spot. Now, outside of Eden existed, and other beings existed outside of Eden. Now, from what I believe in, that crosses over too. Eden, from what I believe in, was pretty much an experiment, almost like an ant farm. It was just pretty much an ant farm. Now, outside of Eden, there were other beings, and there were good beings, there were bad beings. You know, there was a world out there. Now, if you look in the Christian Bible, when Adam and Eve got, you know, banned out of fucking heaven, or wait a minute, we'll even go before Eve. We'll go to Lilith. When Lilith fucking bailed because she didn't want to fucking, you know, do missionary with Adam, and told God literally to go fuck himself. When she left, she went to the land of Nod. Now, when she was in the land of Nod, there were demons there. Well, we only hear of demons way later on in the Bible. So where the fuck did these demons go? But if you look into the Quran, those demons turn into the jinn, and they were jealous of not only the angels but humans, because they were made of fire, angels were made of light, and men were made of fucking clay. So now, if you look at the 3 sects, now you kind of cross that shit over into like Greek mythology. Now you got all the gods, the demigods, the bad gods, whatever the fuck. Or if you want to go like in the Indian religion or anything like that, with the Mahabharata and I can't even pronounce the other fucking one, where they have, you know, the different sects there. There's Shiva, there's Rama, there's Vishnu, there's
We need to make one of those memes of him, because he's spitting all this religious stuff, and just have like a picture of Gandhi underneath going, he's spitting shit.
Now you gotta have the Greek dude, the Greek dude from the Ancient Aliens.
The whole time you were sitting there talking, it was like perfect level with the rap beat in the background. So like everything you were saying was like going with the music and whatever he's saying at the same time. So it kind of worked out pretty good.
Fucking right. It's flow, man. It's flow.
Yeah.
Well, we're coming up about an hour on the show. Why don't we take a little break there real quick, and we'll be back shortly. I'm trying to hold the political shit down for a minute. We're gonna get there, dude. We
No, it's coming.
Get this beat untagged for free at freebeats.io. 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 Get this beat untagged for free at freebeats.io. 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 Get this beat untagged for free at freebeats.io. freebeats.io. Get this beat untagged for free at freebeats.io. Freebeats.io.
Download royalty-free beats at freebeats.io.
Freebeats.io. Get this beat untagged for free at freebeats.io. Freebeats.io.
Are we back? We motherfucking back.
Yes, we
Fuck
are.
yeah. Sorry for that extended break. Greg actually did the psychic thing. He knew it was going to happen. I was sitting here writing shit down, and then I had to go have a cigarette, and I started bullshitting, and it didn't happen. He said the half hour.
Break. You said you told us we'd be how long?
He said
An hour. If I wouldn't have called y'all, it would have been an hour because we're working on 35 minutes right now.
Nah, it wouldn't have been an hour.
That
We
is
was
why
already
this motherfucker is the producer.
fucking A. I ain't even gonna say that about it. He's right.
Yeah. Because
Sounds
he was
about
going
right.
bitch. He was going bitch. He was going bitch.
No, I wasn't gonna bitch.
No,
one
not
bit.
you, him.
Oh, he's more the head. So it actually makes him like the head cat wrangler.
Yeah.
All right. So I guess I got an hour and a half left, and I got a bunch of shit here, and it's not all the shit that I want to talk about, but we're gonna blend it all in. And we got Kitty Cat in the house. You right by Mike. You better say hi.
Hi.
We even had Thorn talking over
I
here.
don't know.
One of these theories here, actually, Thorn put together half of it, and it made a whole lot of sense. Yeah, that was my personal one that I broke in half, and I just kind of let there.
It looks like a broken Hermione one. Or
All right,
Ron's
so
one.
It looks like a limp dick
Marco
there
has
with a
now-
Band-Aid.
Listen, Kathy even came down and did the same thing I did. When I said, what the fuck is that?
Yeah.
Exactly. The
What
same
the fuck
fucking
is happening
thing.
in there? Is that a broken dick with a Band-Aid?
It's a talking, a subject
Twig
piece.
with a Band-Aid.
Yeah. Got all limp and shit. All right, so we gonna go to this first. We talked about the whole 5G thing a while ago, like Greg said earlier. It was mainly a cancer thing, but they're pushing it more and more, especially over in the Asians and shit like that areas. I'm saying Asian because if you actually say the specific name of the fucking origin or whatever, now you're supposedly racist. But the whole 5G thing, you're gonna have to look into yourself. It's bad. It's real bad. China implemented that. It's coming this way. Our president, somebody told him it was the shit, and he's trying to run with it. Pretty much, I think he's trying to keep up with the rest of the world. He needs to look more into this shit. 5G is really bad. I don't give a fuck how fast your computer goes, how good your phone connection is, or whatever.
Until they put 10G in my fucking skull.
the real iPhone right there in your eyeball, like Fry. But you gotta. This is something my son put together that kind of makes you think for a minute. Who is the only phone company right now, or who is the only anything right now running on 5G? No.
Verizon?
No, they're supposed to be going to 5G. Verizon is not on 5G yet.
They've been advertising as
Right?
5G.
Yeah, but they're not 5G yet. Fucking Boost has been advertising 5G for over a year, but they're not 5G yet.
I ain't seen a Boost one, but I've seen Sprint and I've seen Verizon. I haven't
Sprint is
seen.
Boost. And I think, didn't Sprint just buy out? Sprint just bought out 2 more companies too.
I don't know.
But-
I know everybody piggybacks off everybody, but as far as 5G goes, I've only seen the 2, which was Sprint and.
There's actually really that's implementing it and rolling with it is one. It's T-Mobile. I'm not exactly sure who owns T-Mobile. I'm thinking we might need to find out. But T-Mobile is the one running the 5G the most, aside from the Asians. Now, if the 5G is running so bad, then I'm thinking maybe somebody in the whole T-Mobile bracket might have something to do with that shit. So we're gonna look into that more. But again, this all goes back to what I believe. I believe all this coronavirus shit was manufactured. I believe it was manufactured by China, the Chinese government, as crowd control, and it got kind of out of hand.
Worked really good. Too good.
Well, it did work But you kind of gotta, like, before you even hit that part of the conspiracy theory, and I'll admit it is a conspiracy theory, that, you know, whatever, it's mine. You gotta go back a few more months. You gotta go back at least 9 months.
This is mine, you can't have it.
To when our government found out about Huawei and the IP theft. And not only IP theft, but they were also putting trackers in their phones that they were selling over here in America. It's already been proven, like, the Chinese government was watching us, pretty much. Bad thing is a lot of those phones went through Boost, because my kids had them phones. Anyways, after we filed a lawsuit against the CEOs of the company and that whole company for IP theft.
Oh, look who finally decided.
Decided. I can't
Fuck it.
remember whether we had her extradited from Canada or whether we just did it ourselves and had her arrested and then sent back. But one of the head CEOs of Huawei's daughters got hemmed up by us. You know, we arrested her and I believe we deported her. I think we snatched her up out of Canada, actually. Extradited her. Which you can't do shit like that, especially over with them Asians, because they're all about that honor and shit like that. That looks dishonorable.
Wait.
That's why governments use contractors.
Nah,
Contractors.
we blatantly did this. You know, Trump wanted that fucking glory. You know, you got to bank on it. Like him or hate him, you got to bank on his
They'll
ego.
spin it however they want. But
yeah, definitely.
In areas where the military cannot operate, nor can one of the agencies, they use a private contractor.
That goes into this whole martial law bullshit. But, you know, back to this whole IP theft thing. Now, big fucking shit going back and forth with America and China. Everybody thought it was over the tariffs. I don't believe it was over the tariffs. I believe it was over, you know, this whole Huawei thing, because it was a very big thing. Now, the president, in the midst of all this, being that it's a communist country or whatever, all kind of rioting started. You know, there was rioting all in the streets, downtown Hong Kong, and it was getting really bad, and a lot of people, they wanted their freedom, they wanted democracy, they had signs up saying they wanted to be like America. The president, Xi Jinping, or whatever the fuck his name is, came out publicly in an interview and said that he has no problem taking care of rioters. We know how to take care of rioters. Now, it's really ironic. I'm not saying that this have anything to do with it, but it's mighty ironic. 3 days, exactly 3 days later, the coronavirus was wiping motherfuckers out. That whole riot, gone. One day, there was thousands. I mean, like, you know, we have these little riots here and there that fuck up, you know, maybe cities or whatever. No. These were fucking, like, Asians everywhere. Like, you know, they were everywhere rioting, and they're gone, out of the streets. Mighty ironic. In the midst of all that, we got all this shit going on here, or all these other little countries. Let's not even come to America just yet. We got all these little countries that got problems, financial problems. And they've got their little bit of NATO help. They got their little bit of, you know, world. Everybody kind of helps here and there. But obviously it wasn't enough. Italy, Greece, all the countries that have been hit really bad so far, you know, with the worst case scenario of this shit, we're all in financial despair. So how do you fix that? Well, if you have some kind of mad pandemic, you have people helping you from everywhere. You have the world sending you fucking aid. You have the world sending you money, food, medical supply. They're sending doctors. They're sending help. Oh, because this is the hot spot. This isn't mine. Mine's Cool Pad Legacy.
You said that was Marcos. Yours is what?
Cool Pad Legacy.
His is on. Yours is on, but I'm not even using it.
Oh, I don't see. No, I don't see yours.
Oh well, his. Well, you gotta get the password off there. It's a huge one.
Dude, I don't even see your.
It's upstairs.
Oh fuck.
No, that's.
Well, I gotta turn my. I'm trying to get Jared some internet here, guys. Wait a second.
There it is.
And it's the password I just gave you.
Well, it's not in there now. Oh wait, but I've been on this one before.
All right. So we back. We cool now? I just told you about these side fucking conversations, fucker. So how you get help? You have a pandemic. You have something really wrong.
Microphone move.
I said it's What the Fuck Wednesday. It's why I fucking do it to you. My turn to fuck with you.
Hey, we got beepers over there. We'll pull the beepers out.
Beat me all you want, motherfucker.
That's not what I was going with, but we'll go with that.
So now you got these little countries that getting hit pretty hard. Not only are they depopulating, which is good for their economy, but they're getting help from all these bigger countries now.
Well, maybe Kathy's.
So then you look at what's going on here, and you realize that especially where it's hitting the most, is the places where not only are they financially strapped, but they're shitholes, and they're the ones that act like they run the country. California and New York. Especially California. And we were talking about this earlier. Donald Trump told them to clean up the forest. All the money that was given from previous administrations for the forestation and taking care of all that shit, trees laying around. It was every year there's a fire there, and that fire lasts for fucking months and months and months. And the reason being is that fucking whole place is just covered with tinder. It's covered. That's just a big campfire waiting to happen when somebody tosses a cigarette every fucking year. So, you didn't listen to the president on cleaning that up. And you had a fit when he was going to stop funding for that. He asked, he told them to fucking clean up their streets, to get rid of the fucking needles and shit.
Listen,
and they didn't want
before
to
you
listen
get
to
into
that.
all that, nobody listened to Smokey the Bear. So who in the fuck's going to listen to Trump?
They really don't.
Just
listen to
saying.
Trump.
I'm just saying.
So, then Trump's telling them to get the needles off the street. He didn't even say the shit or the homeless. He said get the needles off the street. They pretty much told him to go fuck himself. He told them to do something about their homeless, to do something about, quit worrying about the illegals and do something about our Americans that are sleeping right there in front of a fucking doctor's office that they can't go into. But you said fuck them, and you're letting these illegals in, which is another fucking biological fucking hazard. That's where the plague came from. I'm gonna keep talking about the plague. That shit wasn't here until fucking that border fucking got swamped. Anyways, so how do you fix that problem? Trump had the Olympics come to America again. And he, instead of, you would have thought that he'd have put it in Florida because that's where he's at. No, he put it in fucking California. Now you have no choice but to clean that shit up. So, of course, them assholes down in Cali to find the easiest way out. Hey, there's this little fucking virus that takes out all the old people. What's laying on the streets? A lot of homeless old vets. Easiest way to get rid of them. With leaving your illegals, with leaving your drugs, and they might clean up the streets a little bit because, you don't want the Olympic people walking through shit.
You're putting it in the right direction, but I don't think it's right direction. There's something behind all this bullshit, but I really don't think that's it. Because they're trying to put America down on lockdown.
Right. And,
So-
well, that goes back to what I was saying about Damien.
Yeah,
There's
but
something else
I'm
behind
sorry,
it.
but they're not going to put
Oh,
the
but there's
United
more
States
theories,
on
though.
lockdown over the fucking Olympics.
Oh no, I don't. I'm not saying
So-
that they put it on lockdown because of the Olympics.
What
I'm
I'm
just
saying
talking about
is,
Cali itself.
What I'm saying is there's a hidden agenda behind it.
Mark was saying, let the people in the
and
street
I
die.
know- Nobody
some
knows
more,
yet.
I got some more for that.
All right.
So, we covered the bio warfare. We covered the T-Mobile thing. We covered the IP theft. Now let's go to what just happened in Utah. We had a big-ass earthquake. Now, we have earthquakes all the time. This one was pretty bad, but we have earthquakes all the time. What was different about this, or the reporting on this, that I never knew about until now. Apparently, at least according to the media, if they're lying, then a bunch of people had to have seen this and they had to figure out a way to cover it. When major earthquake happens, they have these big balls of light that just appear in the air. For the longest time, people thought they were UFOs or whatever, and then there was that theory that the UFOs were causing the earthquakes. Now they have a name for this. It's something lightning. I forget what it was called, but it's something lightning. So apparently now we have these UFO balls that supposedly are caused by earthquakes, which would kind of explain the Foo Fighters and shit back in the day, and the rest of the supposed UFOs that are just light generated. So there could be some validity there. But if we really want to go that route with it, we got to look at what has happened so far in the past few years while Trump has been president. What is one of the major big things, aside from the wall, that people down Trump about?
Being racist.
No. Aside, as far as like building stuff or
I
asking
was
for
about
money
to
for
say
stuff.
what news you've been watching, but yeah.
As far as like building stuff or asking for money for stuff.
Nothing.
The Space Force.
I mean, yeah, but I
people
ain't
been
really...
dogging the fuck out of it for the Space Force. But not
even
only...
you said we ain't been hearing about that.
Right.
For the last couple
Exactly,
years.
that's what I'm saying.
Yeah.
We haven't heard shit. The last thing I heard about it was maybe a month ago when the class that are supposed to be running the shit were already trained and they were ready
I was
to go.
about to say, I ain't hear shit about the wall for the last, 30 months either.
Oh, that's still going.
I mean, yeah, but I mean, nothing big,
No.
ain't...
Now, just think about what Greg just said. First of all, out of nowhere, Trump built the Space Force. Which, I guess is cool, but unless you really needed that shit, there was some kind of something.
It is. Well,
the only thing I could have thought of is maybe patrolling, because they're mining shit up there and they need kind of a security or whatever. That's the only thing I could have maybe possibly thought about. But now, supposedly we got these earthquakes. We already talked about all the helicopters and planes that were falling out the air out of nowhere. And now we got these lights. Everybody's on lockdown. And we have a Space Force. What does that sound like to you?
Like we about to go to war.
Against?
Whatever we got Space Force for.
Exactly.
Because they ain't saying Air
Something
Force, they saying space.
in
so,
space.
Yeah.
Cthulhu.
Maybe we
That's
trying to
water.
blow up a rock coming towards us or
Cthulhu
something.
came out the water in some other planet or some shit. And I looked into some of that. Fucking Lovecraft was a pretty fucked up individual. And I don't understand how... I mean, he made good books. He had a good mind. But so did Stephen King. He has a lot of people following him that actually believe that all that shit was real. I mean, I look at it just like Scientology. If me personally could tell my kids and my grandkids, oh no, that shit ain't real. I remember when that started. No, that's not a religion. That's just, you can't just start a religion and Christianity
Church of
itself is on a fine line at all times. If you want to go through even the saints, to become a saint, you have to, I believe, prove 2 miracles or do 2 miracles. You have to perform an actual miracle, and it has to
I
be at
came
least
back
2
from
of them.
life, and I saved a life before when I was doing drugs. So
Maybe
that
one
counted
was-
as 2 miracles.
Maybe one of them was a miracle.
No, I was dead for like 30 minutes before they brought me back.
Right.
And I saved someone
see,
that was
that-
dead too. Like
Well,
they was.
unless you brought yourself back, then that ain't a miracle. Somebody else did that miracle, so that's his miracle. That was that
Okay.
doctor's miracle.
Well, I got one then, because I ain't no one fucking doctor. And I know they was dead because they overdosed.
No, that's just saving a life. That gave you brownie points.
Aw. You're making it hard for me.
No, that's just the way. Like here, you know how Santa Claus became a Saint, old Saint Nick?
Yeah, you ain't talking about the one that flies. You talking about the
No, I'm
Santa
talking about
Claus
Santa
that
Claus
was really
period,
up
whether,
there. Yeah.
you know, because there's all kind of mythologies, but
I
the
mean,
real Saint Nick, the real.
But I seen some shit that was really do Santa Claus because he used to take presents around to the kids that ain't had nothing, and he lived up there somewhere.
Well, the real Saint Nick. I mean, because there's more evidence that there was a real Santa Claus than there is Jesus. The real Saint Nick was Greek.
It's sad but true.
They actually found his burial site, his tomb, and he was in that motherfucker. So yeah, that Saint Christmas, you know, all that shit. I always was brought up. I thought that shit was in Germany, but that, you know, mythologies roam around the world. Anyways, have you ever heard of the tradition of the pickle?
No.
You actually learned this with me, Thorne. It was a while ago. I was going Christmas shopping one time, and I was looking for coal to give my daughters, like that play coal.
Yeah.
And I happened to come across a pickle. And I'm like, how is a pickle part of Christmas? How is this a Christmas ornament? You know, and it just bothered. I bought it just because it was an oddity. It was something different. I've never heard of a pickle being on a Christmas tree. So I looked into it. And this is how I found out how Santa Claus, Saint Nick, whatever, became a saint. Supposedly, an ogre or a giant was terrorizing a town, and it took all the town people's children and like kidnapped them or whatever, put them in this big bag. And this is the story. I don't even know how people could even. I hope it was true because this is outlandish. But put them in a bag. So nobody had the balls enough. I'm paraphrasing. Nobody had the balls enough to go against this giant or this ogre or whatever the fuck to get the kids back. Everybody was scared. So Saint Nicholas decided that he was going to go save the kids. So the first, I guess, miracle was he fought the giant and won. That was considered a miracle because he was a normal man and this was like whatever the fuck it was.
The giant.
As the giant was beaten and down, Saint Nick asked where the children were. And the giant said that he had eaten them all. So with this pickle, he lured the giant into the bag and did something to the bag, and the fucking kids all came out. So those were the two miracles. I can't even understand that shit. You know, that sounds more of a. That ain't even Disney like. That ain't even. That's like
I don't even think
Hanna-Barbera.
any of us sitting here, even the dude on the phone, can understand what the fuck you're talking about.
Yeah, I did. I mean, and that's a tradition. Look up the Christmas pickle. I didn't fucking know until I fucking saw the pickle. I wanted to fucking know why a pickle was an ornament for Christmas.
See, I knew that, but I never knew the meaning behind it.
It's pretty silly. Just like the whole Pied Piper thing. That was a real, like the real story of that actually happened, but it isn't all fanciful like, you know, the shit was on, you know, cartoons and shit, and he wasn't really a very good guy. And that all ended up bad for a lot of kids.
Even some of the stories they do make out of cartoons, if you find out like the
real
Grimm
shit
fairy
behind
tales,
it, like Cinderella and all that, they were fucked up.
Yeah, they'd be like vicious, like damn.
Oh, the real ones.
Yeah, like if you find out like
they're brutal.
Yeah, I'm like, how
Disney
the fuck you
turned
make
them into, like-
it? How did
Well, a lot of them got
Bitched
changed
them
up
down.
real quick.
All right, so I'm gonna bring this up too.
What?
We have an hour left. We ain't taking no breaks, and we running it.
All right, no problem. So
You're welcome.
I don't remember how we got to the
Slow
same
down,
thing,
Mo.
but I want to finish up my list here, and then we'll just freeball it after that. The WHO, that is the World Health Organization. That is what everybody is like, oh, you got to listen to them. And, Trump's not listening to them or America's not listening to them. And they're the ones that should be, it's them and the CDC and then Fossey, whatever the fuck his name is. You got to listen to them. I found out today, and once I seen the first little tidbit on it on some Chinese news, I looked more into it. And it's real. There's a lot of reports on it. The WHO is not only predominantly, not totally, but predominantly funded by America, but it's pretty much for sale. It's one of them organizations that, if you give them enough money, they could shut your fucking country down. Or they could have you quarantined. They could have your shit nuked, saying that, that could have spread everywhere, kill everybody. Like on the movies like Outbreak and shit like that, where they make a border around everything and they just say, fuck it, we're going to take out this city. And, the needs of the few or the needs of the many outweigh the needs of the few, type deal. Which I think like that on quite a few things, but when there's something that can be avoided, something that is being totally overblown, no, you don't do no shit like that. That's like last ditch effort type deals. There's a big fucking shit talking about Trump refused shit from well, first it was from China, then it was from supposedly Germany, and now it's the WHO. What really it was the World Health Organization.
Yeah, if it's from China, I wouldn't take it either.
Well, the thing is, they were from China.
Yeah.
The test kits and all the shit was coming from China.
So why would we take it?
Trump said, no, we're not taking it. So now everybody's, the liberals and the Democrats are fucking bitching. Trump refused help and refused tests months ago from the WHO. We're going to keep reposting this. We're going to spread it. Trump refused.
Well, tell them to FedEx that shit to their house themselves. Then.
Exactly. So I mean, I look. People think that I'm on Trump's nuts. I support Trump, but that motherfucker's not perfect. That motherfucker is not perfect at all. Especially
you are kind of suckling at the teat though every now and then.
I go for the underdog.
Hey,
still go Grays.
Hey, say that louder for the ones in the back.
For the ones in the cheap seats, you're still kind of suckling at the teat every once in a while here and there. I mean, it's kind of like a semi-weaned calf. You still go Grays, but every once in a while you come back and you just kind of latch on for a little bit.
Well, I'm like this with everything that I choose to side with. I look at both sides of the argument, no matter what, whether it's good or bad. I've even looked at both sides of pedophilia.
Cheaters. Let me borrow them for a second.
And even though I don't believe in it, I made a pretty decent argument for it.
That's being skillful at debate. You always know how to debate even the opposite of your opinion.
Well, before
facts.
the debate, though, before the whole argument, I just want to know both sides. There's always another side, and I learned that from being blamed a lot for things growing up and stuff, just in my household. Like, I had a fucked up childhood, but being blamed for things that I didn't do or I might have thought was right, but not, so I always try to look at both sides on everything, whether it be an argument or whether it be learning something or whether it be a fact that somebody gave me or whether it just be my surroundings or the people I hang with. I might, love this person, but what has she done to somebody else? Or what is she, what are the things that compared to other people that I've been around or whatever? It's just, that's the way my mind works. So, I get it, but I can't, I was never even really into politics too much until they just kept dogging somebody for actually trying to do something. Now, there's been plenty of times on shows, Trump fucked up on the autism thing. Trump fucked up on the vaccination thing. Trump fucked up on the Khashoggi thing. I fucking put it out there. There's something about Germany that I can't find too much about, but I want it investigated. I'm going to try to find more research on it. But supposedly, the way they're reporting it is that Trump tried to buy the rights to the vaccination that the Germans are developing or in the last stages of. And according to
So Trump knows that's going to be the...
well, according to the report,
plug.
they're saying that he wanted full exclusive rights to it.
Mhm.
He can't do that. Now, if he, in the name of America, because America has a lot of patents and a lot of rights.
That's what you meant for
You know,
America.
if it's in the name of America, I could see it. I could understand because we could bring it here.
Yeah.
We put it under our scrutiny. We control it. We make sure it's all right. America, as much shit as especially the Democrats, just hand out to the fucking world without taking care of our own. Motherfuckers didn't have to worry about that shit not getting to you. We the Ukraine, we just almost got a president impeached over that shit. Just help. So, but I don't know for sure. I don't know everything about it. Shit's kind of, you kind of got to take stuff with a grain of salt until because it could have been a tabloid thing. It could have been, just somebody talking out their ass or whatever. Again, I looked into it and I couldn't find too much about it, but it is something that's going to stay on my head. Now, there was something else that was brought up, and they keep trying to slam Trump for it on social media, and I looked it up. It was pretty close. They're saying that Donald Trump, because the reason why he refused all this shit from the WHO is because he wanted his company, a company that he owns, to develop the drug or whatever. He does not own the company. He has stock in this company, and he's had stock in the company before he ever became president. So you can't fucking knock a dude for having some stock that automatically somebody needed this fucking company. This stock went through the roof. Yeah, it was because of what went on in America or whatever, but this shit was way before him. So if he made some money off that, you can't knock him for that. Now, if it would have been his company, if he would have had that company and he was like, "Now fuck this, we're gonna do it here at my company," then me and my family are gonna. No, you can't do that. But he didn't do that. What he did was he bought stock in a company that nobody knew was gonna be needed 10 years down the road, and now it's 10 years later. And, hey, they need this stock. So good for him. You may not like it, but good for him. People don't realize Trump pretty much is president for power right now. Or president for pretty much fun. To dick off and piss people off. He donates his salary. And it's I forget how much, $100 and something thousand a quarter he sends to a different branch of the government. A different branch that underfunded branch. Nobody ever says that. He doesn't donate his full salary because when they say full salary, nobody's realized, and I think it's only the president who gets fucked this way. But it's kind of like when you're a singer or something like that. You might get $1 million for that song. But out of that $1 million, you have to pay your producers. You got to pay your dancers that were in your video. You got to pay everybody down the line. So after that is all taken care of, you might only have $6,000 or $5,000 or maybe even less. That's how a lot of these fucking these recording artists get fucked. They see these big numbers, but they don't see the aftershock, which fucks them. So. He donates this shit. He doesn't. I don't want to hear it. Now the golfing. I love when they throw he's all this problems and he's golfing. Obama did it in the middle of crises. Fucking George Bush lived on the fucking golf course. When he wasn't, the only time I didn't see George Bush on the golf course before 9/11 is when he was in that fucking schoolroom with them little kids when 9/11 happened. Go ahead.
Alright, let me unmute my mic and then try that again. I gotta get my opinion here. Alright, so you bring up the whole thing, that everybody's riding Trump's ass, okay? And I'm sorry, but
there's a lot of stuff that deserves to be eroded for.
No, but listen. You know me, I don't like Trump. And it ain't because of what he's doing or anything.
Yeah,
It's
but you've
because-
always been fair in the opinion
Exactly.
of it.
So I'll put it to you this way: the problem is, okay, there is just as many people that have a problem with Trump that had problems with Bill Clinton. The difference is now everybody has a voice of opinion.
Right. It goes back to the more everybody, I get that. I get that.
So, and I'm sorry, but that's half the problem now. That's the same thing with the whole coronavirus, the whole, Trump's wrong, Trump's right, that color is blue, that color is green.
Yeah,
you understand what I'm saying?
And what you're saying is exactly why we will never know if there's really aliens. It's exactly why we will never know if we really have UFOs or anything. That's exactly why we will never know any of that,
Nobody
because
can
people have.
There could be 5,000 people that say they can handle a crisis, and I guarantee you there's going to be 500 of them, 2,000 fucking people.
They ain't got it in their interstellar fucking spaceships.
I totally agree. I think the best saying that kind of summed that whole shit up was off Men in Black. A person is rational. A person thinks. A person can handle shit. People are irrational. People get together and fucking come up with stupid shit, and they all run with the flow without knowing half of what's going on or anything. And that goes back to what you were saying. We got way too many people with way too many opinions. It doesn't matter. Everybody's allowed to have an opinion. Everybody has a right to their opinion. Yeah. But nobody has a right to force that shit on anybody.
No, the problem is there's too much fucking media right now. You have the news, you have Facebook, you have Instagram, you have fucking all these other fucking things. And the problem is that everybody has their own opinion on every one of them fucking things. And that's what the problem is.
It's too easy to lie now. It's way too easy to lie.
That goes
and make
along
believable
with,
lies.
There is something. I can't say something, but there is definitely something wrong in the flaw with the freedom of speech, because a lot of the people that have the freedom should not fucking use it.
No.
Well, just saying. Am I right?
No.
Am I right?
No, you're not right.
All right.
You're not right. That is something people have to accept with what freedom is. There are going to be stupid
There's been plenty of
motherfuckers,
people who
but they deserve the
disagreed
same
with
rights.
me with ignorant
There's
shit,
going
but
to be
I let them
people
say it.
That make bad decisions. But
it's the closed-mindedness
you're
that's
gonna
going
have,
on anymore.
I believe eventually, and probably, and I don't believe it would take that long, you're going to have more people making the right decisions for themselves.
I don't know about all that.
Okay, here's my opinion. There's too much stupidity in the world
There
for
is.
people to have the freedom of speech.
And
And
what's-
the
and-
reason
and what's
is,
fucked up
okay,
about that,
and
you're
I'm
right.
sorry, I don't mean to limit anybody, but you know what? Some people need fucking limited. And the problem is nobody's there to register that now.
Then you're controlling people. You can't force somebody like that.
I know,
But
you
You
can't.
start doing limits, and then it grows and it grows and it grows and it grows.
When you said there was
These
too much
rights shall
stupidity,
not be infringed upon.
I don't
Okay,
understand
but
why
at the
we
same
That
have
means
more
for the stupid
knowledge and
motherfuckers too. Their
Yes.
rights shall not be infringed.
Yes, but at
And
the
I
same
will still,
I
I will
agree
still
with you.
stand and bang
Listen.
for their right to be stupid as much as I'll stand for my right to make my decisions.
Okay, but here's
If
the thing.
their stupidity
Here is the thing: is
causes
once you get
actual
into
physical harm or threat to life, limb, or property, then I'll regulate it myself.
yes, and that's the problem. You have too many stupid
Go regulate it.
You have too many stupid motherfuckers out there trying to limit that with other fucking people, and that's where I guess I can't draw the limit because again, it's freedom of speech, so I can't draw the limit, but somebody needs to, because again, you get into the
You can't draw a limit on free speech. It then no longer is free speech.
Never mind. You missed my
Let
point.
me, because
No,
I
I do
understand
get what you're
both of you
saying, but-
'cause you guys are like what I just said, both sides of the same argument. Now, Jared I totally, being the way I am, and especially with the shit that's going on now, to me, you should give away no rights at all.
Yeah.
And you are absolutely right that there's way too much stupidity.
There should be a limit, but we can't put a limit on it just
is
because
the problem,
of the rules of regulation.
This is a problem, and I still can't understand or make I can't fix it, and I don't know how it would be fixed. I don't understand why there is so much stupidity when you have the world at your fingertips. I make this example to my son.
You want to know why there should be limits? Here, I will give you a prime example. In my life, why I have an ex-girlfriend that I convinced chocolate milk came from brown cows.
Dude, I knew people who I didn't convince that. Here, my cousin Bia, who is one of the strongest women that I know,
to convince her?
Until she was 23 years old, she thought beer was in the fucking water towers in Camel because my grandmother told her that when she was little.
Okay, well, yeah, but here's the thing. You know how long it took me to...
Yeah, but
you know how long it took me to convince her
get punched in the back of the head
that
during sex?
Chocolate milk came from brown cows? We were at the Campfield Fair for less than 5 minutes. 5 minutes. That's all it took me.
I'm not putting these other.
Now when I'm saying 5 minutes, I'm talking from the time we parked the car, got to the gate, paid our tickets, went in and seen the fucking cow.
Well, that's just gullibility, man. You can't. I mean,
it'll pick us up.
No, it's not gullibility. It's
I don't
fucking
understand
stupidity.
Why, in this day and age, you have the world at your fingertips.
Okay,
I tell my son this all the time.
Before we get ahead of ourselves, but we were both over the age of 20. I want to make sure I wouldn't deal with a child over the age of 20. Just saying, and that's why I'm saying, and I totally agree.
Well, I got two examples for you. All right. First example, what the last thing you just said. I have a about to be 17-year-old daughter that wants to drive, but she cannot figure out a 2-button thermostat, and that is no exception. Or exaggeration.
No, because
now I have a
gas
3-year-old,
a gas pedal and a brake pedal are two different things. So yeah,
I have a 3-year-old granddaughter that right now can not only video chat, but can get on whatever website to watch her cartoons on a tablet, no less. And to me, a tablet's harder than a computer. But on a tablet, no less. Charlie, Jackie's granddaughter, Hope's daughter, yeah, Charlie. My granddaughter Peyton can do the same. But my 17-year-old can't figure out 60 degrees, 40 degrees. Up, down, like everything is in these 2 buttons, and it isn't complicated at all. I have to admit, this is like one of them little turny fucking thermostats is more complicated.
You know what I call that? Laziness. Laziness, not wanting to learn.
Now,
because
when
adding and subtracting are the easiest fucking maths.
Well, that goes into what you just had a fucking grown ass woman walk into the fair for a few minutes and. Now there's chocolate milk coming out of the titties.
Yeah, of a brown cow. Yeah.
I mean, that wasn't laziness.
I thought it came from the chicks on the National Geographic.
No. Brown cows have chocolate milk.
Like
the white
my dude at work,
black
man's
ones
got
for
gauges
some odd
like
reason
that
have
broad
fucking
had
regular
lip
milk.
Hey, you know what's weird? Subconsciously, I kind of had a similar issue with myself when I went to Puerto Rico for the first time. I would not eat brown eggs. Because I watched them flop out a chicken's ass, I made my mom go to the store and get white eggs. And call it racist, call it fucking stupidity, call it laziness, whatever the fuck you want to call it.
Racist!
When I seen the brown egg flop out the chicken's ass, and it was all eggs are eggs. Eggs are fucking eggs. I couldn't fuck with it. All right, now the second example. Wait a minute. Second example is, now I tell my son, you're 24, right? 23, 24? I got a bunch of kids, so I gotta ask.
23.
Into the fucking mic, man.
23.
All right.
23. Goddamn.
23-year-old
home
son
and in bed.
He's had quite a few vehicles throughout his time with me. When I got custody of him, I tried to show him how to work on cars,
My
show him
man,
what little
he's
bit
gonna
that
put
I
you
know.
on Front Street. I'm sorry.
You know, work
Sorry.
on whatever, just the man stuff, you know, stuff to survive. If he wants to take it further, that's all on him. You know, that's what kind of man he wants to be. And I got no problem with that. But when
I'm sorry.
when I got my first car, when I had to get my first car on my own after I bought my mom her car and my brother his car, when it was time for me to do it, I wasn't allowed to get my license until I was 18.
Me neither, but it's for a whole different reason.
I bought my own car with my own
Y'all
money.
had a license?
And
Not the first one.
I didn't say I was driving at 18. I was
Yeah,
driving
man,
a lot sooner.
That's
but
why I had to wait till 18
when I was
to get
legal,
my
I was
license, because
18.
I
Man,
got
I
caught
didn't get my
driving
license.
underage without a license, and I
Oh,
committed
no.
a hit and run.
I didn't get
No,
my
I
license.
wasn't allowed.
I didn't get my license till I was 25.
Dude, I was a straight fucking tard. I was a waterhead, man. I was stupid. I was just a fucking machine.
I was actually quite fucking responsible, like
I
kid.
wasn't.
and-
No,
and my
not
mom
me.
pretty
I
much
didn't
showed
get
me
my
to
license.
fuck
That
myself.
was during my real
I
stupid
mean,
phase
I did
before
my
I had
shit,
to
but
start.
I was very, very
But I
sophisticated out of
continued
the
to
way
stay.
about it.
I continued. I had moments of greatness, and then would have those crashes because, you know, I'm a retard.
Shit, that was still.
I
out.
didn't get my license till I was 25,
But
but I started driving at 13.
Yeah, I was driving at 13 too.
dude,
So
back
was
in my
I.
Yeah,
crazy
that's
days,
My
I
mom
was-
used to make me take her Chevette to the store to get her stuff, but
I was
that
just
was the
big
person
and
that
strong.
would not let me get my license
I was
until I was 18.
intelligent but stupid. You know what I mean?
See, with me, it was a control thing.
I could outplan anybody.
You know, my mom
You know, I
was a
was
big
smart,
control
but
freak.
I was dumb.
Yeah, and I've done a lot of dumb stuff because, you know, I had to steal my car that I bought quite a few times because the first car I bought
Oh, yeah.
myself, my mom
Yeah.
confiscated.
Uh-huh.
You know, my Thunderbird, I fucking love that thing.
Like
But,
the fifth time I got arrested was because my own car was stolen that I had to
oh,
title
no,
in
see-
my wallet too. But
I never had
Okay.
really and I always kind of had the gift of gab,
Where you
especially
been,
in a
bitch?
situation.
wait.
And,
Wait.
He had to go get a beer.
Wait. Where you been?
Took a piss and grabbed a beer.
That shit takes like a half hour?
It's an in and out.
Hour.
It's been almost a half hour.
I left like 5 minutes ago.
You left
No.
last Friday.
You know what? Hey, you just go ahead and keep talking because
next
he
Friday.
don't make no goddamn sense.
I was at like 45 when I left.
No.
Or 50.
We just fucking.
I remember
we
seeing
just
the
fucking
5
with
in there, dude.
But yeah, you know, I didn't get mine till I was
Maybe
18, and that was
15
pretty
minutes.
much, you know, my mom being a control freak. But anyways, when I did finally get my own shit together, I couldn't afford to take it somewhere to get fixed. You know, I used to, and it was, you know, back in the day you were able to do this. People used to throw stacks of tires out. You know, my mom would tell me, hey, there's tires down on this street or whatever. I'd go and get that. That's what I rolled on. You know, those were my tires. Those are my spare tires, whether they were
gone
bald or
15
whether they
minutes.
weren't. And I had to learn how to swap them tires out. And luckily I had a friend who had a tire machine. Thank God for Fitch and BG. You know, I lucked out there. But I did have to learn, you know, how to swap them out manually. Like a bicycle tire. You ever fucking take apart a car tire like a bicycle tire? Not fun at all. Not fucking fun.
Remember the fucking manual when you bolt the tire down to the steel post driven in the ground, and you take the bar and you'd break it by hand instead of having the machine?
The way I learned is, remember the old bumper jacks?
Yeah.
You did the same thing but with the bumper jack, and you didn't have anything to really hold it except that little hook on the side. That wasn't fun at fucking all. But I had to learn that because I couldn't afford to go to a shop and get tires swapped out. When my car made a funny noise or pulled to the side or whatever, you know, my brothers who kind of knew how to work on cars, they didn't give a fuck about what I did or me. They were doing their own thing. You know, my mom taught me a little bit. My dad was a dope dealer and a drug addict, so he was never around. So what did I do? I had to sit on the floor at a Worldwide. I don't know how many of you motherfuckers remember Worldwide, but I had to sit on the floor at Worldwide reading Haynes manuals and
I'm
children's
a
guides
bondage. Go fuck
until
yourself.
I got kicked out. You know, you would have thought I was in a comic book store or something. And I went, you know, I tried to retain as much as I could, and I went home and I did what I could on my car. Now, we flash forward to I'm a dad of several adults. only a couple of, I can't even say a couple of them because now at this point they all fucking call me to fucking do whatever. But the ones that I would figure that would take care of shit are like, oh.
This is why
you have the world at your hand. You have dude, I just don't get, none of our kids have to sit and fucking learn something in a half hour and then run home and then fix it because they were broke. My kids were never broke, well, at least when they were with me. My kids were never was lack of any kind of knowledge or tools. My kids were, they all had the internet. I never had the internet until I was fucking in my 20s. They all had the internet. So you got the world at your fucking fingertips. There's no reason at all that you guys should be able to do everything. Everything and anything. He just had to pay $20 to get his fucking steering column fixed. Because I refused to do it thinking that maybe he'd be like, oh, fuck it, I'll do it.
Hey. There you go.
Thank you.
You're welcome.
There you go.
And it's not, I know I sound like I'm dogging on my son Thorn. I'm very proud of him for where he's at and what he's become because he could be 1,000 times worse, especially where he comes from. So, I can't really bitch too much except for the laziness and the non-mechanicalisms. But now my daughter Maria, different story.
Cannibalism? What?
Maria is very mechanically inclined. Maria, I had with me growing up pretty much. I've had Maria forever. So Maria, at one point in time, knew how to work on a motorcycle. Maria, at one point in time, knew how to work on any small motor and a lot of fucking shit on regular cars. Not only that, she knew how, and I know this was a bad thing to teach her, but I was a kid and didn't know, what the fuck I was doing. She knew how to break down a fucking assault rifle and put it back together, damn near blindfolded. And she was little. Now, she comes at me. Here, I'll give you the worst example. She got a flat tire. She pulled up into my driveway. I was taking the kids to school and I was going to the shelter. She calls me, says she has a flat tire. I tell her where the fucking plug kit is, where the jacks are, everything, where everything's at. She knows how to do this. Not only does she know how to do this, I have tools at my house that makes it a snap that anybody could do it. Fucking impact wrenches, all that shit. And they're readily available, easy to use. She's blowing me up. She can't get the jack under the car. She can't do this. She can't do, like, all girly and shit. Don't come at me like that. That shit might work on one of your dudes or one of your friends. No, not with me.
All right, let me ask you something.
Wait a minute.
Hey,
so finally...
No. Let me ask you something.
What?
If everything was to go haywire tomorrow, do you honestly think you have to worry about Maria?
Depends on which aspect. Okay. Each
surviving,
one of them.
Surviving in life and with everything going on.
Yes.
Are you sure?
Yep.
Like people get lazy after years. So, everything.
She just had a kid. She can't get lazy.
I'm just
Kylie.
Shut up.
I'm just saying, when it comes down
we don't talk about
to
that.
me or you, do you honestly think Maria's going to stick to the same book that she's sticking to now or go back to her old ways?
No, I believe Maria eventually will come into her own. But as far as that should happen right now, no. And I believe that,
all right.
Maria has, and I'm very thankful for this, Maria has a very big support system. I made sure of that. Not only with her brothers and sisters and her cousins, but with you guys. If something ever happens to me, my kids still have a family.
Yeah.
Even though they've lost their biological shits, they still have their family.
Uncle
I consider
Jared's right,
you guys are more family to me than any of my family ever was.
100%.
But being that, let me get back to the whole Maria story.
Before we get into all that,
terrible stepdad. I've watched you.
Hey, you bitch ass motherfucker. You remember that. Yeah.
Oh, he don't.
Yeah. No, he don't. Tell him again, Jared.
Motherfucker, don't make me come across this table. You better fucking get a pen, write this shit down.
Wait.
You grabbed the pen.
Wait.
My man.
No.
You got
I
2
need this
pins. You got 3.
page.
You got 4. You might have 5.
Write it down, bitch.
Write it down.
Knocked over my drink, fucker.
Almost close.
Nah, almost don't count.
Almost don't count.
Yeah, almost don't count.
No, yeah.
So I
Take
set
that
it
shit back.
Now,
If you
getting
didn't
back to the
penetrate,
story.
it's not gay.
That's
Almost
horseshit.
don't
That's
count.
horseshit.
Thorn, what are you writing down?
I don't know.
Exactly. Tell me, did Jared?
Okay, listen here. You got your thing. You got your listening ears on.
Did I ever?
You
Do
need
you now?
headphones? You need headphones? I can plug you in. Trust me, it's gonna be
Can
loud.
you hear me now?
Can you hear me now?
Yeah.
You have.
Tell him again. Tell me, not me. I already know. Tell him.
Motherfucker. Okay, you have family. You got Uncle Sniz, Grandpa Greg.
This fucking bitch. But keep moving.
Fucking Corey Cobain in the side, in the wings.
Like,
you got Scotty, you got Poe, you got fucking.
Yeah, I hope you pull a hole.
Anybody with a fucking bloody hand on their fucking bike or the
All
back
right,
of their
so
car.
before we get out of hand, you have family within reach. Just.
Oh,
which reminds me, I need one for the Jeep.
yeah, I need a couple more too. I gotta have my dude make them.
I need one for my
stickers?
car.
Yeah.
I need you tomorrow, man.
Yeah,
I'm off tomorrow.
and that didn't sound gay at all.
We got some.
I need one
We
for
ain't
my
off.
car too.
We'll talk in a minute.
You got what I need.
Like 29 minutes.
But they say it's
Hey,
just
man,
a
I
rash.
keep telling you, man.
But it's
I
crawling
spent
up
all them
your
years.
ass. Oh,
Spent all them years in
baby,
Annapolis,
It's the
man.
corona.
And he port in a storm, brother. And he port in a storm.
See, I would have figured that would have sounded more like for the oil rigs or something like that. Any port.
No, it's from the because those people sailed like all over. Annapolis is a really big port to sail into. So those people that own those massive sailboats that literally they live their life sailing around the world. Annapolis is one of those
I don't like
spots.
fucking girls in their ass. What the fuck would make you think I'd fucking dude in his ass?
That wasn't even meant for that. That was also
I don't
meant.
know.
And
A lot of
he's
gay
pouring the
people.
storm.
Hey,
The
listen.
storm means it doesn't matter what she looks like. It doesn't matter. It doesn't matter.
A lot of gay people
It
fuck
doesn't
guys
matter if
over
it's
women
like
all
a
the
piece of
time.
rabbit fur.
Well, if you
It
take
does-
the
it's just any
context of
port-
what you were talking about, that
But
sounded
it
real
meant that to any
homosexual.
port in a That's why it's a joke, you dickweed. Jesus Christ.
I don't know about all that. There, $7 is $7.
Yeah, but I'm not even giving him two.
All right, so can I finish my story about Maria?
I
and this
might
girl?
buy him
you
before
can't,
Loco
because you've
if
been
he's
talking
lucky.
For
All right.
2.5 hours.
So she's fucking around with this car. She got me so frustrated to the point where 3/4 of the way to the shelter, I turned my car around and I came back because she said she had to get to work and she wasn't able to get to work because she can't get the fucking jack to fucking work. So I get to the house, I pull up, I look at her, I'm like, quit fucking pulling this wannabe girly shit with me. I'm your dad. I know you. This ain't you. Dad, I can't get the fucking jack down. I don't know what's going on. It won't go in the car. I looked at her. I looked at the jack. I made sure the screw was in the right position, which it was. And I put my foot on the top of the jack. Because you know how a hydraulic jack only goes to a certain point above the wheels. And then you kind of got to give it a little pressure to go all the way flat down. And she was able to do everything the fuck else. Motherfuck. You know, so Maria has evolved, and I think it's maybe that when she lived with me, the man in her life pushed her to be something that she didn't have to rely on a man. And then when she got out on her own, she started relying on a dude, and these dudes wasn't doing too much of shit. But that's what she relied on. And, oh, well, I need my gas pumped or I need air in my tire. Then take your ass to the fucking gas station, get you some gas and pump your fucking tire. So, a little thing for you ladies. Look, I understand you want a man or you don't want a man, whatever your preference is. But don't ever have to need a man or a woman or whatever. And dudes too. Don't ever have to need another dude to do your shit or a woman to take care of your ass. Because, you know, that's cool when you're a kid, but, you know, you ain't no fucking man.
I agree 110 motherfucking %.
But yeah, so as far as your question went, Greg, at this point right now, I believe Maria would evolve into somebody that would, I mean, she would have to. She's like me. She adapts. But I got quite a few kids that I know wouldn't make it if I was gone right now. You know, I got quite a few kids that would make it if I was gone right now. I believe Samara would be okay.
No,
She's
every
for-
single one of your kids.
Samara's not. She's the one
Hey,
who lives in
hey,
Austin.
hey.
She's doing
Wait,
her
wait,
thing
wait,
on
wait,
her
wait.
own.
Shut the fuck up. Say it louder for the ones in the back.
Get your fucking pen out. Write this motherfucker down. I didn't say your needle dick. I said your pen.
Now it's kind of turtled right now.
turtle. All your kids would make it. Next
You know
man
why?
up. Next
you know
man
why?
up.
Here, I'll give you a
It's
prime
just
example.
next man up.
I will give you a prime example.
We just said it.
I'm not.
Like-
No, he's saying if it was down to if shit hit the fan or whatever, and it was just them, you know, if it was just Maria. Right now, at this point, no.
You don't think all of them will make it?
No, not at
All of mine would. My girls are set, and here's my boys.
I
my
believe
boys
if
would end
they
up
stuck
running the show.
together-
It's like Lord of the motherfucking
If they
Flies with
stuck
those
together,
bitches.
they would.
I
but
bet you my
separately-
5-year-old will make it.
Separately, they wouldn't make it.
Margo, let me ask you something.
And that's my fault.
If everything was to hit the fan right now, I sitting here in the studio, everything hit the fan. Do you think you would make it home?
Yeah.
Do you think you would make it beyond the point of home?
Yes. And I'd also make it to the
All right,
place where I told my
stop.
kids we're going to have to kill people because we were going to have to take their house.
Okay,
making it everywhere.
but let me tell you something. Every one of these
And there's room
kids,
for you guys. 'cause we thought about
every
you.
one of these kids that we rung up
What you think about
in
me?
this fucked up
sweet.
world already knows
I
that.
thought about everybody.
But
too.
here's the thing. They've also been
But everything I
taught
planned for, everything I had,
take what's
everything's
given
gone now.
to you
There's also
at the same time. You understand what I'm saying? So I'm gonna tell you right now, if tomorrow was cutthroat, you know, dog
I got
bone
shot.
in a dog world underwear. You know what I mean?
I don't wear underwear.
Once we get that,
against
well,
my
that's your
religion.
fucking problem.
It's actually not a problem. Nothing. Everything.
But
Shit.
anyhow, if it was to come down to need a bone, everybody's going to go back to the old school days because you know what? Me and you have relaxed on these fucking kids.
I agree.
Now listen,
I agree.
listen.
Especially in my second
listen,
half.
Listen. We've all relaxed on these kids. But you know what? We installed something in every one of these kids, and that's fight. I don't give a fuck what you're fighting for, but you know what? We installed fight in every one of these kids. And I'm going to tell you right now, when it comes down to me or you, every one of these kids that we bring up, it's going to be them. And the reason
I
being
hope for
is
the best
because,
that
you know
way.
what? Every one of them get lazy and do whatever, you know, because you know what? They got every luxury into life right now.
Dude.
But I'll tell you right now, take every luxury away from them, and they're going to be on point even before me and you are on point. And the reason being is because we're taking away their shit before they take away our shit. You understand what I'm saying?
Wait, here.
Okay.
I'll give you an example. Because, I mean, that is a very... I hope that you are absolutely right. I would love that you were absolutely right.
Thorn.
But I'm going to look at things...
No.
I'm-
You brought your boy here for a reason, so let's put him on point.
Right.
Tomorrow.
Go ahead.
Tomorrow. Me, Margo, Jared, none of us are here. You got Maria, Julia, all your other siblings. What are you gonna do?
As a collective, they'll be fine.
No, that's what we're doing because you
Well,
know what? That's
well, I'm
what
saying, no,
we
I'm
would be
separating
doing.
them. No, I'm separating them. Now, here, I trust Maria.
Why?
Because you said if a shit hits the fan and
Okay,
there's nobody else
what
there.
makes you think that they're gonna separate?
Look, in that form, they're good.
No,
But separate-
what I'm asking
if I
you-
had to draw here, if I had
Did
to
he
draw
answer my
Maria
question?
off,
Did he answer my question? Okay. Because nobody said shit, nobody's listening. So
I must have misunderstood.
here's the thing. No,
When
you did
one
understand.
One of my kids. If
No,
I have to take Maria
no,
and drop
no,
her off somewhere,
no. What
she
I'm
can
saying
survive
is,
with a gun. But if you throw a
no,
spider at
no,
her, you're fucked.
no.
She's
What I'm
fucked.
saying is,
She will
tomorrow.
throw her baby at you if you throw a spider at her. That's it. You know, Thorn, I was banking on his brain. You know what Thorn's biggest problem is? His fucking heart.
No.
His fucking heart fucks Thorn.
No.
You know-
Here's the problem.
You know what?
You are misjudging his heart because I'm gonna tell you right now.
No, I'm not.
What you need to do is
No, he's not.
You
me tell
need to
something,
listen to
though.
me right now and understand this.
Thorne
because
hasn't been
I already
hurt
know
enough to
because listen, I
fucking
got
be-
4 asshole children myself. I already know. I'm telling you right now. If a
It's
situation
gonna
was to
fucking
come up
suck.
between family
Don't
and
take
outsiders,
the choice of not letting it get.
I'm telling you right now.
Don't.
Every
become
one
that,
of these
dude.
fucking kids are together together.
Oh yeah.
You're
I don't
stronger
care.
if you
I
can
don't
put
care
up with
what
it,
the difference
and
is.
you
I
can
don't care
deal with
if
it,
you slept with
than
my
if you
boyfriend or my
harden it up.
girlfriend or my wife or my
Oh,
cousin
no,
or whatever the
Learn
case
from
may
your
be.
elders' mistakes.
But what I'm telling you right
Don't
now,
argue
every
with
one
it.
of these fucking kids would gather together
Find
and
a
they're
way
going to
keep
hunt her
dealing with the
down
pain when it happens.
and they're going to take everything that we taught them
But if you take
10
them
years ago.
separately,
Telling
you
you,
take,
man.
especially mine.
Telling you.
And I am not happy about this.
I mean, I'm
If
gonna
you
straight
take
up
each one
be
of my
honest
kids
with you, not
separately,
bullshit.
Yeah.
They won't make it.
There's
all
times that it is
Now,
going to
no.
mother
Now,
fucking
together,
suck.
don't make
But you
It's gonna
take
hurt,
any
it's gonna
fucking
be painful.
human being
But
out
then
there right
what you
now
also don't
and put
do
them out
is
there
you
by
don't cut
themselves.
the times
I
of
was that
ultimate
person, bro.
pure bliss joy
And
out
I
of
don't-
your
try to
life
teach
either.
them that.
I
and the
don't care.
closest-
Because
I
if you
don't
cut
care.
one, you
I
cut
don't
the
care.
other.
I
You
don't
can't
care.
only live one.
Because you put
You
50,000
have to start
motherfuckers
faking
against
it.
one
You have to start
person.
finding ways of synthetically
And they
making
ain't got
those
no backup.
moments because you
Nobody
can't feel
can
them
look
any
over
other
their
way.
fucking
Don't
shoulder.
motherfucking
They're
do that.
fucked. I don't
You're
care
exactly
who they
right.
are.
You're
But-
exactly right.
Right
Deal
now,
with it.
right now, I don't care
Real
where
deal.
we stand right now.
I tell you that because I
As far as the
absolutely
United
fucking
States
love you.
goes, I don't care. You're gonna have backup, but I'm gonna tell you what, your backup's gonna be family. It ain't gonna be. And listen, I don't care how much you argue now, because I'll tell you what, me and my brother, we talk once every 6 fucking months, and you know why? Because our birthdays are 6 months apart.
I don't really talk to my brother either.
But I'll tell you right now.
and there's reasons.
I
but-
don't talk
but
to
that's-
my sister.
I'll tell you right now, if I was to call my brother or any bitch ass fucking family member I got right now and say, hey, you know, me and the kids are starving, we gotta have food.
See,
Guess what? My brother,
Yeah.
my cousin, or whatever is gonna come down here and help me get
See,
at
but
least fucking 5
I had a
pounds of food
different-
before he goes
I
home
had
and
a
takes care of
different
his
way
family.
though when I was brought up.
And I'm gonna do the same fucking thing.
You know, half my family was a bunch of, you know, we're better than everybody's, and the other half were a bunch of thugs, gangbangers, and fucking drug dealers. So there was none of that.
So
it
guess
was
what?
pretty much
So
all for
guess what's
themselves.
gonna be-
So what I instilled in my
So-
kids about togetherness is what I seen, and it wasn't, you know, what I interpreted was I thought was right, which I don't think I did that bad of a job on that end, but it sure as fuck wasn't no real like connection like you have with your brother. You knew, well, you know still, because I still have a couple of brothers. Well, I got a lot of them, but as far as the ones I grew up with, brothers floating around, and you of all people know what the relationship with my brother who died was.
No,
you know,
I
you
got,
knew,
I
you know
yeah,
the
I
relationship
understand
with
that.
my brother
but
Joey. Who
also
was
understand that I
and
only had one brother. I had one sister too.
Yeah,
Not
but
a
it
lot
was-
of
I might as
motherfuckers
well have had nobody,
understand
man.
and knows about, but
I,
but at the same time, like I said, you know, when situations come to life or death, I don't give a fuck what that person's done to you, and I'm telling you right now,
see,
I
didn't have
pistol
that. I had
whip. Listen,
myself.
I have pistol whipped cousins in the front yard,
I never
and
do that to cousins, but I've done it in the front yard though.
I'm telling you, I'm just telling you.
My mama's house.
But I'm telling you, understand what I'm saying. That's what I'm
Over
doing.
your
with.
mama's dumb
But
shit.
I'm gonna tell you right now. Right now.
Everything goes back to her dumb
Tomorrow was to
Nope.
go on the quarantine. I'm gonna check on that motherfucker I hit in the face with a fucking pistol, just because he was blood. I don't give a fuck what he was doing before we got into it, because you know what? This is where the United States needs to stand up and do what the fuck they need to
do
do.
that for
That's
you and
different
you
than what you're
guys,
saying
but
about
I don't
him.
have very
That's
much
an
blood that I would do
individual
that
thing, you
for.
and him and checking on him. But I will say there's blood that has done so much wrong that I'm going to tell you right now, I ain't checking on. I ain't checking on.
I can understand it because, again, like I said, I have a brother I would check on, but I have a sister I'm the same fucking way with.
Do you know how many times I checked
But
on this motherfucker?
at the same time,
You know,
and listen,
and I don't
and
really
listen,
tell you I'm
and
checking
I'm
on
telling you right now.
I just call you, and I even
You know what,
check on
fuck it.
Corey. But my brother lives in Georgia. He's on his 5th marriage. I don't know how many times he done gotten this shit. I don't, because we're, you know, my brother Joey. Here's an example. Like I said, we had different upbringing. My brother Joey and any of my people around me was the type of person that not only would I let them around my friends, but he would befriend them, steal from them, or even try to fuck their old lady or whatever. Shit like that there, you know. Even like one of the biggest fights that Joey and Louie ever got into was Louie went to the store with Joey's old lady, and Louie wasn't like that. Louie, you know, I have to admit he was a crackhead and he did shady shit, but he wasn't like that with an old lady. But Joey was. So when Louie was gone with Missy, Joey was at the house and he damn near raped Louie's old lady. Louie came there, they got into a big fight. Obviously Joey's like 4 times as big, he's a fucking boxer. My brother Louie stabbed him. You know, that's the way it was. And they kept that animosity forever, even after them bitches were gone. Now, Joey pulled shady shit with me. He stole from my friends. He never really did anything to me, but he was just always that asshole who always thought he was better than somebody. And not only that, but you know, being that he was way older than me, he still thought he was stuck in that fucking high school years. You know, I got a brother, my brother Alberto, who I barely ever saw because he spent most of his time in prison, but same fucking thing, you know, we acknowledge each other that we're family. You know, the one sibling that I do have that I have a connection with, I met 4 years ago when my grandma died. She found me. I didn't even know she existed. Now, at the same time, I met another sister who lives right on the south side. And I rarely even get a Facebook post from her. Even though I send, you know, hi sis or happy birthdays or whatever, or I'll like a call, whatever. I took her to lunch, you know, a couple times, but we just, you know, she doesn't, you know, I'm not a part of that life. But my sister Marisol, she's, you know, she's like, she found her long lost whatever the fuck. That is the only real connection to any kind of sibling I ever had. And that was way off. Now my brother Pooh is kind of different. He's autistic, and that was more of a, you know, that's my brother. I love him to death. But I didn't have that, you know, let's go out and play, or let's, you know, we're going to fight each other, or let's, you know, play football, or your friends don't like mine. We didn't have that. I mean, that's just the way the cards roll. So being that my kids not only have their fucking blood football team, but the people that I added from, you know, that are my kids too, they have what you just said. They'll have that unity, hopefully. Even though they all talk shit about each other. You know, Maria and Kylie barely get along. But let something happen to fucking Kylie, Maria is fucking there ready to rip somebody's head off. And okay. Kylie's little fucking 60-pound or 90-pound ass tries. You know, she's mostly mouth. But, you know, she'll be there. If not just running her mouth, you know, doing something. You know, Mackenzie, same way. She was a very scared and timid little girl when I came into her mom's life, and you know, she became my daughter. But now she's a brawler. Problem is, the reason why I say she won't make it on her own is because her mother, and I bitched at her constantly for this, her mother instilled in her what her grandmother instilled in her mother. And it was a way of survival that kept you in the same loop. You were surviving, but you weren't. You know, I teach my kids that mediocrity is no good. You always try to strive for better. Don't just fucking settle. You know, the way she was taught to stop right there, make sure this is good, even if you know, it's like, let me write this check to pay for this check to pay for this check. You know what I'm saying? So, with that being her way of thinking shit's supposed to be, no. Without one of these guys, she ain't gonna make it. He has a very good business mind. He has a very good intellectual type mind. But you throw a bitch in the mix that kind of sweet talks him, and he's fucking gone. You know, he is fucking gone. You throw even. I mean, I'm sorry. I'm just gonna call her Ham, but even Ham girl, you know, wasn't the prettiest pup in the litter.
By the look on his face, he knows who he's talking about.
But you know what? He fucking got fucked over by Ham girl, something terrible, and she wasn't even the prettiest pup in the litter. You know, problem is though, in order for him to get past that, he's gonna have to go through that and worse quite a few more times. And in that, not lose himself like I did. Not lose that way of having compassion or anything else. So I mean that's where he's fucked. So until he gets that little bit, and it sucks, he's gonna have to get it. I wish he didn't, but until that happens, his heart is gonna fuck him over. Whether it be family, whether it be a female, whether it be his guy friends or whatever. You know, because heart doesn't mean fag. Heart means heart. You know, you care about a motherfucker. You want them. You know, you try to look out and do for somebody because you see something good in them. Now, we'll go to my younger ones, like Maya. Maya's a fighter. Maya can talk her way out of situations. Maya's very smart, but Maya's gullible as fuck. Gullible as fuck. You know, Julia is a powerhouse.
Hey.
Julia not only is smart,
Margo.
but Julia is strong.
Margo.
What?
You got 5 minutes.
Oh, fuck. Fuck. All right, well, anyways,
Well,
the whole point of this was, alone, they're fucked. Together, they're a force that can't be matched. But, you know, the whole thing is, will it come together like that? Will they be in a situation where they can be together?
are you seriously questioning that?
Hell
With the
yeah,
world
that's
the
why
way
it's
it is
really-
right now?
All right, wait.
You wanna be talking about it?
Thorn, tomorrow.
You cool?
No. Fuck it, be cool. I don't care. Listen.
No, I mean, is he gonna make it by himself?
Listen. Tomorrow. Me, your dad, all of us wipe the fuck out from coronavirus because we're over fucking 30 years old. What are you gonna do? You wake up tomorrow. What's the first thing you're gonna do?
If he was smart, he'd go to my safe.
Yeah.
Margo, keep your fucking opinion to yourself.
I'm gonna walk away from the mic.
Marco
Yeah.
got a lot of shit at their house
So,
where they
again,
gonna come off
tomorrow.
some shit if they need it.
You wake up, I don't give a fuck what time you wake up, but tomorrow you wake up at 9 o'clock tomorrow, and the world's coming to an end. What are you gonna do? What's the first fucking thing you're doing? And you already have your phone in your hand because you already know the world's coming to an end, so...
I'm calling my big sis.
Shut up, bitch!
Shut up!
Again, tomorrow. What are you doing at 9 o'clock tomorrow? World's coming to an end. You got your phone in your hand. What are you doing?
Calling any of my siblings, find out what.
Damn,
No, that's
boy,
after I make my call.
beating his shit.
Alright, so, what are you doing?
Getting a hold of any of my siblings that'll answer the phone, figure out how we can get everybody in one
Alright,
spot.
wait. Let's
You
get
know,
a
that's
little
what
bit
I
min-
would try to do.
What's the first sibling you're going to call? And I already know this, but what's the first sibling
Well, if you
you're going to call?
didn't know, I was gonna call Maria first.
Exactly.
Then
And I'm going to tell you
something's
why. I'm going to tell you why. We're gonna break this down story by story. We got 8 minutes. We could do it. You know, we ain't... Shut the fuck up! But anyway. Alright, so... You're calling Maria, right?
Yeah.
Which is, I'm sorry, out of all of the kids, the most responsible too. Alright, so...
Nope.
Shut up, bitch. We're gonna, if you don't do something, you're gonna die. You're gonna die. If you
I'll
don't
give
do
you
something, you're gonna
Sorry,
die.
motherfucker.
Hey. If you don't do something, you're gonna die. It's alright. You're on the phone with Maria. What's the next move?
Find out where the fuck she is and be like, get the fuck here now.
Darren!
Start sucking dick.
Shut up. What'd you say?
I gotta repeat myself again.
Yeah, you do.
This
Yeah.
asshole.
Make it quick.
Find out where the fuck she is and tell her to get the fuck home.
Alright, so now you two are together. What's the next move?
While she's on the way there to come,
Yeah.
have her get Samara or Kylie or whoever that will come.
Mm-hmm.
Get them into one spot.
Yeah. And this is what I'm trying to tell this motherfucker because...
See, the thing is, they can't get over their pride on whatever they want.
Now, when the point wants to be made. But when it comes down to life-death situations, everybody... And I ain't gonna bring my man into point, but I'm gonna tell you right now. The first 3 I already know the first 3 motherfuckers you're getting a hold of. And within them first 3 motherfuckers ain't his older brother.
No.
But the 4th motherfucker will be his older brother. You understand what I'm saying? And the only reason being is because he got 2 sisters and a kid to worry about.
Oh, cool for number 1. And then I
I'm
might
just
call
saying,
April. Then I'm gonna call Greg, Tim, then maybe Nikki.
But what I'm saying is, shut the fuck up. You a
number
lying
3?
asshole. Listen,
You're gonna
don't be lying when we got 5 minutes left. I ain't got that time.
Cool for April, Greg.
We just
Tim
went
and
5,
Nikki.
8, 5.
But I'm telling you right now,
5:40.
We really
my
have
man
5.
got a 5 top list, and I'm telling you right now, I don't care what he says, what it is. I already know what it is. Because it's the top 5, 100%. And it's the same way with you, same way with him, and both of them bitches over there, the one with the beard.
You said stay out the conversation. I was out the fucking
Well,
conversation.
I'm bringing you bitches back in. So
You
shut
got
the fuck
5
up.
minutes.
I'm bringing me back to fucking.
I don't work shit in.
It's your
Grab
show.
the
You got
hips, I'm
kicked off.
coming in.
You got
What
kicked
up?
off the mic.
Corey, you need to
Did I
talk
get
to Jared.
everything that I was fucking talking about? You gonna let me get the rest of this fucking list done before the
Play
fucking
my
it's my
goddamn
show?
No.
song.
We got
No.
5 minutes.
No, this is what we're doing.
Wait a minute, we
This
did.
is my
Hey,
song.
shut up and listen.
Motherfucker.
Do
Because
you
you
even
know what?
remember how we got onto the kid conversation?
Yeah,
No.
I do.
No.
Because
I
I'm going
don't.
to tell you right now, my man just broke down everything that I thought was going to break down. And I'm telling you
I
right
told
now.
you was right, fucker.
But you would. Did
I
he
said
not argue
separately.
with me?
No, I
No,
said
he said if
separately.
we were all separated,
It's something different.
would they last?
No.
Julia, no.
Okay.
Mine,
All
no.
together?
Together?
They're making.
All right,
They
you know
And
were-
what?
that is what you said.
All right, so you got 4 minutes and 30 seconds to finish your list.
All right.
You got 2 minutes and 30 seconds. But go
Well,
ahead.
I'm gonna address 2 things. I don't think the dude that, or the people, because there's 2 of them actually, are listening. But fuck them, I'm gonna put it out in the universe anyways. The first thing,
You did realize internet and universe are 2 different things, right?
not anymore. That's the bad thing.
Whatever.
Matrix.
The stock market. You know, I keep getting told that, oh, well, look at the stock market. Go look at your stocks and see your portfolios and see how much your president fucks you. I'm going to let y'all know right now, because I am going to go, like, it's weird that came up, but I am headed to my stock people Monday, actually. But look at what the fuck has been going on for the past 2 years. Our fucking, not only is our economy, but the stock market went so high that what we are calling a recession right now in the Obama era would have been fucking awesome. You know, once you go, we were at a below 0, going to a 0. So we almost were equal. You know, we were almost at a level when Obama was there. You know, he tries to take credit for that, you know, it was skyrocketed. Yeah, it was coming up from some shit that you blew out. But we're not talking about that. You know, we're going to start from 0. Trump took our economy from fucking 0 to way above charts. Love him or hate him, it's there. Whatever he had to do, he did it. You know, it's up there. My fucking stocks went through the goddamn roof. Now, we have this so-called recession coming. Well, I plotted it out because I got a couple buddies that just fuck with stock markets and shit like that. Not, you know, the firm that I'm with, but just some friends. And even with this recession, even with this coronavirus, even with everything fucking dropping.
You got 2 minutes.
All right.
2 minutes.
Even with everything dropping, I am still to the good. We are still to the good. You know, we could drop fucking phenomenally. It'll take a whole year and we'll still be to the good. So, fuck you guys who thinking, you know, my stocks ain't no good. The last thing I want to say is,
Oh, dude.
this whole
fuck
racism
yourself.
shit with the fucking virus or anything else. You know, I can't stand the whole racism thing, and people take me differently because I approach it in a way that kind of offends people.
You're literally the most
One-
racist Venezuelan I've ever met.
Fuck
1
off.
minute. 1 minute.
So Here,
One
I'm gonna
minute.
sum it up
Play
like
my
this.
goddamn song.
If my food is made in China, it is Chinese food. If
That song's like 4
if my
minutes long.
motorcycle is made in China, it's a Chinese motorcycle. It's a rice burner. If the fucking virus came from China, it's a Chinese coronavirus. The Wuhan virus. We are not fucking racist
he's
for
right.
saying that it's a Chinese
he
virus.
Hey,
This virus
Good
has
night.
been around for a long time.
Good night,
but the
y'all.
strain
Be
from
safe.
China
Good night.
is a
Wash
different
your
strain.
hands.
hey, good night.
Wash
Man,
your hands.
go fuck
Fucking bug your
yourselves.
nose in your arm or tissues. Stay away from the old folks.
Fuck
all that
everybody.
shit.
Fuck the world. Fuck it all. Who gives a fuck?
With this course
'Cause in the
horse,
end-
bitch.
In the end,